But you need to water it. I
I
see
did. I
it.
watered it 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
I should water it again. Can you grab me some?
No, no. If you watered it 2 days ago, I wouldn't have watered it again because
Okay.
it's too much water. It's a cactus.
You're a cactus.
I'm spiky.
Oh my God, we're smoking weed.
What do they call weed? The devil's something.
Devil's grass. The devil's. I
Yeah.
don't know what they call it. What do they call it?
I don't know, but Hispanic parents don't like weed.
No. I mean, in their defense, you know, Richard Nixon, all the propaganda behind it, all the people that went to jail, they were always kind of associated with marijuana. So you take criminals, you associate them with marijuana. That's it. That's all it
Yep.
takes to think that it's the worst thing ever.
Like
You
that's the source of their
yeah.
criminal act. Like it's because of that they. It's so stupid.
So that's why it's hard for older people to break away from the idea that weed is bad for you, from the propaganda. And then you have kids like us, who grew up in the United States, and we smoke weed, and we're like, there's nothing wrong with this. This is not dangerous at all. Alcohol is way more dangerous.
Yep.
Alcohol impairs driving. I drive more careful with weed. Like, I drive better on weed.
Yeah. And
I'm way
people,
more friendly. I'm way more cautious.
right?
I like who I am when I'm a little stoned.
Right. No, and I encourage people who smoke cigarettes and can't quit to pick up smoking marijuana instead of that,
Yes.
and like wean themselves out of it because, I mean, come
Talk
on, like when you
about
smoke,
devil. The cigarettes are the devil.
yeah, when you smoke a cigarette, I mean, you even feel it the next day how you can't breathe, like your
Yeah.
lungs are shot.
I smoked cigarettes for a little while. Um, I had
Yeah.
an ex-girlfriend of mine in high school who smoked cigarettes, and she got me all influenced. And I think I did it for like 6 months. And I remember the day I coughed up some brown shit in the morning, and I remember
Oh
thinking
my
like,
God.
"Yep, we're done." I
Yeah.
was like, and I just stopped cold turkey. I'm like, this isn't worth it. What are we doing? I had a moment to myself. I'm like, what are you doing, Mike?
Yeah.
Like, you're already smoking weed. Why you gotta, you know,
Right.
make it worse by smoking these cigarettes? But it was quickly,
Yeah.
like literally within I think 6 months, I was already feeling the
Ugh,
effects,
the buildup
the
of the
buildup,
nicotine and the
and I coughed up
carcinogens.
some like brown
Oh
shit.
my
I was
God,
just
it's
like,
so terrible.
oh yeah, I'm
Imagine
not
people
doing
who
this.
smoke cigarettes for long term.
What their
Oh
insides look
my
like. It's like
goodness.
sucking on a back of a car.
Yeah.
What the pipe's called? Yeah, one of those.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, it's terrible.
but a lot of it is not their fault. Like when I see them, like when I
Well,
see
it's an
people smoking,
addiction. It's the nicotine
yeah.
addiction.
When I see people smoking cigarettes, they don't look like they're in pleasure. They look like they're victims, like they're prisoners to this habit.
Mhm.
They're standing there and they're smoking, and you know, people look at them all the time. Like they roll their eyes when they look at them. Like imagine how they feel. Like they're trapped. They're prisoners to this cigarette, and then
Mhm.
people judge them. People that see them smoking, they go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're smoking! Like, don't you know that causes cancer? Are you stupid?"
Right.
And they can't get off of it. Like imagine how terrible they must feel. Because like they don't wanna keep going. They obviously are trying to stop. This is why
Yeah,
they do the nicotine
they'll go through
patches and
withdrawals if they don't.
they go through withdrawals. This is why like I'm. This is the one thing I say about cigarettes. They should be illegal because
Mhm.
it brings nothing but harm to people. Nothing but
Right.
harm. There's
Yeah, there's
absolutely no
no
positive
pros.
aspect to
Right.
smoking cigarettes,
I
except
know.
it puts money in these CEOs' pockets.
Yep.
They
That's
get to
basically it.
buy another yacht or buy another car. It's ridiculous. And we just let it happen because it's capitalism and we make money off of it. And
Mhm.
cigarettes should be banned. It should be illegal, just like artificial colors and flavors, things that have just cause absolute harm. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. I don't like cigarettes, and I feel bad for people who still smoke them and are trapped in that prison. That you can't get out. And they're too weak-minded to get off of it.
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
I see it all the time in the hospital. It's terrible. And they come in short of breath and, after a long term and they develop like COPD and then they have complications of that. And it's like, bro, you have no one else to blame but yourself. I'm sorry. You always say that it's not their
It's
fault,
not their fault.
but it is
No,
because
it's not.
who
Because
made
you're
that decision?
strong-minded.
Who made
Yeah.
that decision when they
Hold on.
first picked it up? I'm sorry.
Answer me this.
Everyone has to
Are
take
some people
responsibility for themselves. I'm
right?
sorry. I'm
Right.
not. No.
Right. This is coming from someone who is very strong-minded. But I want you to step outside of that thinking, and I want you to think about other people. Now, are there people who are more susceptible to addictions?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So imagine if you were one of these people and you had this addiction just like literally given to you, and now it's your job to get off of it.
Right.
It's not fair. You're exploiting people who are weak-minded. I mean, we could all agree that there are levels to strong-minded and weak-minded. Some
Yeah, of
people, and we know
course.
these people,
Right.
some people are more susceptible to addiction, and it could be anything. Instagram,
Right.
pornography,
Right.
alcohol, you name it. There's a
Right.
million traps out there. We
Yeah.
all know those people who have a hard time getting off and they overdo it. That's the person we're talking about. You say this because you're strong-minded. So am I. Just get off of it. Why are you so stupid? Just stop. You're killing yourself. You know? And it's easy for us to say because that shit doesn't affect us. But you know what? Like nothing affects us. We're strong-minded. What we're talking about is the same people who are addicted to Coca-Cola, same people who are addicted to porn, same people that are addicted to Instagram. It's the same thing. It's just this feel-good hormone. Like, here's this thing that feels good temporarily but makes me feel like shit after. Ah, but I can't stop. And I'm a fucking monkey that talks, and I just want to keep touching that button and keep pressing that button. You know what I mean? That's what we are. So what I try to say is I used to think the way you thought. I did. And I've learned over the years as I've gotten older that, like, you see this across the board. We're exploiting these weak-minded people because those are the ones who fall for this stuff, and these are the ones who pay for them. You know, they keep the habit going, which keeps these companies going, right? It's not fair to exploit these weak-minded people, and I think this is where the government should step in and be like, there's freedom of choice, yes, but there's also like why is it around in the first place? Like why are cigarettes around in the first place?
Yeah.
Like I can see how alcohol is like, yeah, it's shoved down people's throats and there's commercials everywhere. But there's a little bit more control with that, and there is some good to it because I drink. I like drinking. I don't want to be in a world where I can't have a drink. But cigarettes is, I think, one thing that universally we can all agree with. Like, there's no need for that. If you want to smoke something, because I do like the act of smoking as well, smoke weed. God gave us weed. We've been smoking weed forever. We've been using it in edibles and CBD. I mean, there's so many things we've been doing with it.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I've gotten a little bit more softer and had a little bit more sympathy for these people who are addicted to cigarettes because I know partly it's their fault, but partly it's also not their fault. They were giving a certain set of like, settings on their personality. One of
Right.
them happens to be, they're susceptible to addictions. They are impulsive, right? Because this is an impulsive behavior. It's like gambling. It's impulsive. Some people
Right.
are more impulsive than others. So what do? Do you tell those people, hey, you're impulsive. Don't ever smoke a cigarette because you might love it. Like, what do? You can't hide the cigarette away from the person. So what you do is you take the cigarette out, right? Because like if the majority of your population, let's say over 60% is impulsive, well now you have like a shitload of people smoking cigarettes all the time, gambling all the time, eating sugar all the time. Like,
Yeah.
who is that helping? We're destroying ourselves, and we're just the smart people are just standing back watching everyone kill themselves while they just collect all the money. I mean, I feel like that's what's happening. When I look at everything, you have the people who are the addicted to or who are being exploited. You have the companies making money off that exploitation, and then you have the owners of these companies kind of just like laughing, like ha ha ha, look at you idiots, all just falling for these traps.
Right.
It's fucked up. It's dark, dark. It's
It's
gross.
Yeah.
It's really gross.
Yeah, we've lost like touch with our humanity. Like we've lost you know, the caring, compassion aspect of like humans.
Right.
We don't give a shit.
And they all have the choice. They all know, like, hey, like Coca-Cola is well aware of the obesity problem. They could step in and be like, you know what, this is not good. We're gonna make a change here.
Yeah,
But
that's
they're
not gonna
not.
happen.
It's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
No, I know. It's we're based on making
Um,
money versus, you know, helping people. We're not in the help business. And all of these problems, doesn't matter if you look at it in the healthcare, racism, the jails, the drugs, every problem you can think of,
mhm.
everything is because of that one reason. Everything is run like a business instead of helping people. We're in the take business, not the help business. And this is the outcome. Sure,
Yep.
you get iPhones. Sure, you get Tesla. You get like, you know,
Mhm.
5G. You get Wi-Fi everywhere. Like you get awesome things when you run things like a business.
I know.
You also though get fucked up things like cigarettes, like
Health problems
sugar,
and.
like, you know, it's okay when you use it on things. You can't use that mentality on people.
Mhm.
That's why, if anything, if you think about it, like the feminine mind should run anything that involves people, because the feminine mind, the caring mind, the passionate mind, that mind would take care of people. It wouldn't do anything that would harm people. And then
Mhm.
you have the masculine mind take care of things like, we need to make this thing more efficient. We need to make this thing more powerful. This
Mhm.
rocket has to go further. This iPhone has to work better, right? Because that's what they did with food. This food has to be more addicting, right? Like they have to make this food super addicting. They went to
Mhm.
scientists and were like, we need to make this food very addicting.
Yeah, let's just add a bunch of sugar to it.
Right, let's add sugar, let's add fat, let's add caffeine, you know what I mean? And yes, they created the most addicting product, but you know, look at the outcome. It hurt a lot of people. Um, it's interesting because I used to think like, oh, we're just terrible. That masculine, like, egotistic way of looking at life where, you know, you're just trying to make money, and like, greed, it's all evil. And then I started thinking
Mhm.
about it. I'm like, wait, that's not right, because I like having a phone. I like having a laptop. I like having all these things. And that's how we got here,
Yeah.
is that strive to get better, make more money, get better, sell better products, create a better product. Um, but you can see how that type of mindset went into our food and our water and our healthcare, and it kind of fucked everything up. So stay with the good and then get rid of the bad. We gotta anything that involves people, I think, has to be restructured. You have to have more regulations on these companies. Like you
Mhm.
can't have companies just making a product that has a shit ton of sugar and fat and is designed to be addictive. Like Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola shouldn't exist. You don't need Coke.
Right.
Water, coconut water, juice. I mean, I can go down the list.
I
Whiskey. I'd
know,
rather
but
you
then
drink
I'm
a little
sure
bit of
there's gonna
whiskey
be
here and
people that
there.
are gonna protest against that because it's like
All
now
fat
you're,
people,
but you're taking away their freedom of whatever they
they
choose
could
to eat
have.
or whatever, even though if it's bad for them. That's the
It's the
problem.
same argument with tobacco. If I told you you have a chance right now to get rid of all tobacco, would
Mhm.
you do it?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
But I would just say the same thing you said to me. But what about their freedom? Why don't they have the choice? What if they want to smoke a tobacco? I say, look, if you want to smoke tobacco, you can get real tobacco, cigarettes or cigars or whatever.
Mhm.
But cigarettes from cigarette companies with like 1,000 chemicals, that should be illegal. That should not be a thing at all. And I think the same thing about Coke,
Mhm.
you know? Did it move? No, you're good.
No. Okay.
I say the same thing about Coke. Look, there's coconut water. There's freaking pineapple juice. There's smoothies. Smoothies are so much better than a Coke.
Right.
You're not gonna miss the Coke, people. I'm telling you. Like, and you're seeing it already. A ton of people are starting to not drink Coke every day. I
Yeah.
drank Sunkiss until I was like, Sunkiss and Seven Up, and sometimes
No,
Coke. I
Dr.
drank that
Pepper.
until I was
Dr. Pepper
Dr.
is the
Pepper.
shit.
Blech.
Oh my God. Whoa, my bad.
It's okay.
But
Dr.
yeah,
Pepper.
Dr.
Ugh.
Pepper. Oof,
You know what's weird? Dr.
so
Pepper is
good,
like
dude.
either you love it or you hate it.
No.
Because the people that don't like it, they're just like, oh no, Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper. It has a
What I
weird
didn't
taste.
like
It has
is
like a
cherry
weird
Dr.
thing.
Pepper. That is disgusting.
Anything cherry. Come on.
Yeah. But man, I was so hooked on Dr. Pepper with Chipotle. Oof.
Ugh. No way.
Chipotle.
No. I like the Sunkiss I think my mom likes Sunkist, so I liked whatever she had in the house.
Mm.
You know.
No, I loved.
But it's crazy how much soda I used to drink. Um, yeah.
No, it's terrible.
So yeah, I agreed.
Hmm.
Cigarettes, and that's where we've come to a conclusion. See, this is good. We're figuring shit out here.
Mm.
Um, yeah, Cokes, like sodas, and cigarettes should be banned. They should be illegal. Argue, argue all you want with me, but there's nothing that you can't get that's better.
Yeah.
Weed is better. Coconut water is delicious.
Yep.
Like you get those Thai coconuts. Ooh,
Right.
those young Thai coconuts,
Oh my God, those are the
cold.
best.
Remember the ones at Whole Foods? You get the actual coconut, so you can know it's not hasn't been fucked with.
Right.
That's so crazy, by the way. The fact that I can drink something that came from Thailand,
Hmm.
and I'm over here in Miami.
You know what really drives me to, just go on a rabbit hole is like, why can't we just legalize mushrooms? Like, why
We're
can't
working on it.
mushrooms
We're
be?
working on
But
it. I sent
I
you a
don't,
thing
I
in
know.
Oregon.
Right, right,
I
right.
know.
But I feel like that's something so natural and it's like grown out of the earth. So why do we have to legalize it? Why do we have to make it a taboo? And
It's like everything else. Look how
it's
long it
terrible,
took
bro.
weed to, and it's still not legal everywhere. So it's a slow process.
Yeah.
This is the thing about our culture in the United States. I'm learning everything is slow, and a lot of our frustration is because we want things to happen now,
Mhm.
right? Because our life is already instant. Like, oh my God, if you want a pair of shoes, like next day it's at your door.
Right.
You can instantly get water and food anywhere. You can instantly like call somebody. So we're like stuck on this instant. So now something like, change, a big change like that, like, making mushrooms legal or weed legal. It's a
Right. I
slow
know. It's such a
process.
so.
I heard an analogy once and it made so much sense. You're trying to turn a cruise in a pond, or a pool, like a big ass cruise, right? Where that's the culture. And then you're trying to turn that cruise. It takes a while to turn it. So,
Right.
and I thought to myself, that's exactly what's going on here. Everything is going to work out just fine, but it's going to take time, you know? Like, look how long it took for them just to say Black Lives Matter.
Oh God.
We went from
Yeah.
slavery to
I
like
know.
segregation, and then now it's
We're like
finally
in a.
we're like Black Lives
I
Matter.
know.
Just to like acknowledge them,
Mhm.
not say they're better, not say that they're superior, none of that. Just to acknowledge that they're part of the group. Black Lives Matter took 24, like 60 years.
Jesus Christ.
So it
Yeah.
gives you an idea how long everything's gonna take. I'm hopeful though that everything is gonna work. It's been working out. Look, we haven't
I
had
think
a
it's gonna
war
take years, though.
for
It's gonna
sure, but I
take.
think in our lifetime we're gonna see a lot of big changes.
Yeah, I hope so.
We're having the
Because you're
conversation, and
having
that's the first
these
thing.
different generations that have a different mentality on life. You don't have the older generations like, our parents that were born in whatever in the 50s or 60s.
Hmm. Right. I mean,
So,
I'm sure they're seeing things that are happening now. They're like they can't believe either.
yeah, my dad says it all the time. He's
Yeah.
like, "You don't understand. Like when I was younger, you've never seen this, you've never seen that." Like, and
Right.
and he thinks the world is ending.
Because his world is ending.
Yeah.
When you get older, I see this a
Right.
lot in old people. They're very scared.
Mhm.
Now, part of me thinks like, yeah, it's
It's
maybe
like
the
different
natural
phases.
progression of life.
Right.
Nobody wants to die, but
Yeah.
my thing is like, and I say this now as a 32-year-old man. I don't know if at 70 I'm gonna be like these old people and be all scared, but I think and I feel that that's not good because you're still alive. You should try to enjoy it. If you basically live in fear the last like 20 years of your life, think
Mhm.
about all the things you could have done, but you were
Yeah.
stuck in fear, worrying about like something that's inevitable, something you have no control over, like death. Nobody knows when they're going to die.
Mhm.
Nobody knows how it's going to happen. But part of me thinks like there's no point of thinking about that stuff. You know? Just keep living your life until the
Exactly.
last moment.
Right.
I see people just like slowly deteriorate, and I'm just like, I mean, you had your grandma. That must have been brutal for her to
Mhm.
deteriorate like that.
Yeah. All because of benzos.
Fucking
I
crazy.
laugh about it, but it's serious. It's serious.
That's crazy. Now she's like the second person we know. Well, Jordan
Yes.
Peterson, we don't know him, but we know of him.
Right,
And
right.
he also had a benzo withdrawal and really struggled with
Jesus.
it, and he almost died.
Yeah.
I think your grandma's probably a little older.
You see, like they can legalize that type of drug, but they can't legalize marijuana or mushrooms, something that has actually like has shown benefits.
Hmm.
I swear, this
Because they
world
can't
is
make it in
upside
a lab.
down.
You have to grow it. It's much easier to make something in a lab. It's probably super cheap to make something in a lab.
You think? No,
To
it's cheap.
grow,
It's
to have a
cheap.
weed operation and grow and water and get people to, it's probably way more money.
Well,
To
because
cut
you can
something
get
up
it
in a,
really technical, but if you just grow it in your backyard, there's nothing expensive
no,
about
but that
that.
they need to make money off of it. You can't even
Right. So
collect rainwater. That's how bad it is. They need to bottle it up and sell it back to you. You can't even collect rainwater. It's illegal in most states.
what?
Yeah, heard about that.
No, I've never heard about that. That's
Well,
crazy.
because we buy water. We have the sink and all
So
that.
you're saying if I like build like a whatever, it's this giant thing that collects water and I put like a pole, PVC pole from the roof to that, did whatever, that's illegal?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Yeah. Let's
But
look it
then
up.
how would they know?
Somebody would probably telling you.
That's crazy. There's no way.
Let's look it up. Illegal to collect rainwater. Yeah, right there.
No.
Florida, there are no rainwater harvesting restrictions in Florida and is highly encouraged by the state. Okay, so Florida seems like it's good. Um, Several local encourage harvesting with tax incentives and rebate programs. Oh, that might be good actually.
Oh, they'll decrease your taxes in the end of the year if you do
Yeah,
it.
if you collect rainwater.
Yeah.
Well, that's Florida though. It seems like there's a couple other ones though. Let's see here. Mm, Oregon, interesting. Yeah, there's a couple states that you can't collect rainwater. Think about how crazy that is. They want to make money. Look, at the end of the day, everything is like, how can we make money off this? And where there is money to be made, these vultures will be there.
Yeah. I swear, man. Sometimes I just wish I can just get off the grid and just like live somewhere where there's no,
It does feel good.
right? Like just have a cabin and, you know, oh, and yeah, just live off the land and, create your own
I think
ecosystem.
that's the goal. I think that's the dream is to be
Right.
100% sustainable.
Exactly.
I think some
Have
people are going to
everything
that. Yeah.
sustainable.
I think some people, but it's so hard now, right? Like, you need a lot of money.
Mm, maybe to start off.
I think we should work on a farm before we even think about getting a farm, just to see how hard it is. They're working like all
Well,
day, every day.
right. But first, you need to educate yourself on how to
I'm sure we could figure it
build
out.
this operation.
Yeah, I'm sure we could.
You know.
I bet we got hunting or farming genes in us. I'm sure we all. I mean, there's a reason why we like plants and
Mhm.
we want to grow things. We love growing things. I think it's in us all.
Yeah.
Um, I love the idea though of working on something that you consume. Because like I cook, right? And when I'm cooking, there's something about cooking the meal and putting all of your like love and attention to this meal and then you eat it.
Yeah.
Now, imagine that times 3. Like you're growing your food, you're taking care of the animals, you're doing everything the way it was supposed to and you do it right. You don't take any shortcuts. You are putting attention to detail because at the end of the day all this stuff is you're going to consume. So, you know, half of the
Right.
people, half of these companies, they don't consume their own product because they're not stupid. Like they know what goes in it.
Mhm.
Which is another
It's
reason like
crazy.
it's so fucked up. Like they don't even consume their own product.
Right.
But yeah, there's
They
there
won't
is
even
that.
give it to their kids.
They don't even let their kids do it though.
Right.
They'll be like, "Stay away." I know what they put in there. It's not good.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love the idea though of doing that. But I know it would be a lot of work. But the reward, I mean, imagine the
Yeah.
life, the food, how
Like the
good you would
stress
feel,
free
the
life,
stress-free life.
not knowing what's going outside, like what's going on, like in,
Yeah, you just
in
pop
the,
in and out.
right. Some people would be like, oh, you're just being like, that's just ignorant of you, or, you know,
Right.
you have to know what's going on.
You have to know. I was like, why do you
Right,
have to know? Why do you have to
right,
know what's going on in across the world in like
right.
New Zealand or something? It doesn't affect your daily life,
I
you
mean, it
know.
can, like, for example, like what's going on right now with the whole politics and presidents and stuff like
Well,
that.
that's right here. That makes sense.
Right.
I'm talking about like the world or like outside of your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, that's a good example actually because it's like, yeah, the politics are going on, this war between left and right, who's
Mm-hmm.
going to win, but like your daily life is not going to change. You still got to go to work, you still got to go buy food,
Mm-hmm.
you still got to eat, you still got to rest. You still have to, do all the other things that you do. Um but that's our life. There's other people that have a completely different reality. Um yeah, what were we going to say?
I don't know.
You were just saying the election.
Yeah, I just feel like people just get so involved in the election and, get, they
It's
just,
weird, right? How involved people
yeah,
get,
and how emotional they
how
get towards
emotional
it.
they
And,
get. Yeah, that's the part where I'm like, you have never posted anything in your life that you were passionate about, and here
and
you
all of a
are,
sudden,
super passionate about
right,
winning the presidency. Like, very strange. Like,
right.
what's going on here? You know? Um,
It's funny because people become politicians within a night. Like,
yeah.
it's crazy.
It's an illusion though. It's because we have this innate tribalism in us against them, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing it forever, and our tribe against their tribe. So in this case, everybody falls into a tribe, and then it becomes more about winning than anything else. And what they don't realize is that they're doing this because of their biology. Tribalism
And their
is just
ego.
like our addiction to sugar. It's something we all are born with,
Yeah.
or this crave for sugar. It's something we're born with, is tribalism, us against them. That's why we love sports so much, right? But the problem is like these are your fellow Americans. You're attacking them like they need to die. I mean, this is how wars started, right? Our tribe against
Yeah.
your tribe to the death, and then it got a little bit better with sports. Now it's like I don't have to kill you; we can just kick a ball around, and we
Mm-hmm.
get like pride for a year, right? Bragging rights for a year. So now sports have kind of taken over war, but now what's going on? It's like these are your fellow Americans, and you guys are just screaming at each other, trying to win. You're calling each other names. You're condemning them. You're fighting in the street. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's getting violent and chaotic. And this is the problem with letting that mindset of war, sports, tribalism get into politics. Because politics should be about, in my opinion, getting to the truth, which is what's going to work for everyone. Like
Mm-hmm.
what do we have to do in this particular, like what's the truth and how do we, fix the situation? Not who's right.
Yeah.
You know, the person with the best answer should be the option we take. What are your solutions? Who has the best solution? That's what we should do. It shouldn't be about left and right and all this. It should be like we all are just trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
And the best option is what we're going to go with, not who has the most votes or has the most fans. It feels like a popularity contest versus people who actually give a shit about what's going on.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I just hope for the best.
of
And
course,
whatever
that's all we
happens,
can do.
I know.
We literally have no control. We're just like, I just hope everything's gonna be okay,
Right. Whatever happens, happens.
right?
Let's
That's all
see
you
what
can do.
this new year,
But what do you tell those
comes through.
people that are like, like life is great, life was so much better. Now we don't have to deal with this asshole anymore. A lot of it is that, right? It's like it's
Mhm.
more that they don't want to deal with this guy anymore. Which I agree. I don't think he's a good person, but the alternative is probably not better. It feels like we're on our own.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's
It
why
feels like
I'm
we got to
just
figure this out on our
no. You
own.
should just worry about yourself, and that's it.
And
And
if you did that, actually, the world would be a better place because
Exactly.
every
Because
individual could brighten up their
right,
little area a little
exactly.
bit more. Right.
Right.
I think it's back to the individual. It always comes back to the individual. And Jordan Peterson talks a lot about this. He's like, it's all about the individual.
Oh, he's the man.
He's the best. Um,
Ouch.
he talks about every individual having to reach their potential because they have so much potential. And what
Right.
they do does affect a lot of people. And they
Mhm.
are more important than they think. And they are special. And they can create a life that is good for everyone, you
Right.
know? And I think part of it is, like who cares about me? It's just little old me. I'm just gonna sit here in the corner and do nothing, and you can just literally distract yourself your whole life and do nothing important or nothing positive or nothing that helps anyone.
Mhm.
You can be in your own little world forever. You can never come out into the game of life. And I think he talks about like taking responsibility for your life, actually like looking at your life as if you were in charge of taking care of it, because you are,
Yeah.
instead of like just waiting for something to happen or waiting for someone to come get you or save you, or
Yeah.
just constantly being distracted from the things that actually matter. I mean, think about how much we fixate on things that do not matter and do not actually help us. I mean,
Yeah.
I am guilty of this. We're all guilty of this, but I'm trying to do less of it.
Right.
I find myself doing less of it. Like, wait, this is not helping me. This is not improving or getting me towards my goals or my potential.
But there you
And then I
go. There
stop.
we go back to the same topic. There's people that are weaker than others, that don't have that like goal in their head. They don't have that aspiration, or
Yes,
motivation.
it could also be guidance.
So,
Think about it. If we had better teachers, better leaders, right?
yeah.
I found better leaders. And when I found better leaders that were outside of my, that's why I love podcasts so much. You could follow someone like Jordan Peterson or Joe Rogan or Jocko Willink, these like really, really successful men, but are also tough and kind, tell the truth, started from nothing, worked their way up, are still respectable,
Yeah.
not egotistic. And these are like real, I mean, this is what we all look for and want to be. And you see guys who are the example, and that
Yeah.
becomes your new leaders, and you just listen to them and listen to them, and eventually you want to become like them. So part of it is, yeah, I think some are weak-minded, but a lot of it is lack of leaders. I think lack of leaders, lack of guides, lack
Yeah.
of wisdom.
How they were raised,
Hmm.
could influence, their mentality as an adult. But,
And we take a lot of our parents' traumas.
yeah.
I mean, how many people have bad habits or traumas, or things that they were given or fears that they were given to them by their parents? And a lot of like getting older is like
Yeah.
unraveling all these things that your parents told you about and
And it's
realizing that it
horrible.
wasn't it wasn't true. I noticed that in my life. A lot of the things that I thought I knew, I had to like rethink for myself. I found myself like in my late 20s, like almost like re-raising myself, like if I was my own father.
Right.
Like just going through my life and my thinking and just questioning, why do I think a certain way? Why do I think that way? Why do I have a fear towards this or animosity towards
Mm,
that? And I started just like picking it apart. And when I finally found the root, it was something stupid from my childhood or something my mom said or something my dad said. It wasn't actually like real. It wasn't true. And then I just had to get rid of that. Yeah.
yeah.
And I think a
And
lot
that's
of
the
people,
hardest part.
it's
Is
the hardest
getting,
to, but I think it starts with like baby steps.
well, of course, being aware is
Being
the
aware at
first
first, but
thing.
you have to want
Second of
to,
all is accepting.
but you also have to want. You have to desire.
Right.
Like you have to accept that you're not perfect. You
Mm-hmm.
have to accept that you are vulnerable. You don't know everything. Because, I mean, my younger self thought he knew everything. I realized I knew nothing, and I had to learn, and I could learn. And not only
Yeah.
could I learn, you don't realize how much you can learn in like 2 or 3 years. I mean, you can completely change yourself if you just continue to learn. And now with YouTube and audiobooks and podcasts and all that, like it's easier now than ever. You could
Mm-hmm.
be an expert in anything. They have a video for it. Like think about the opportunity we have. You could literally become whoever you want to become.
Yep.
You don't have to sit and stay this person that you've always been, you know?
But the weak-minded people would be like, no, fuck that.
They just need more help. They just need more guidance. We figured it out on our own, but I think if we have better leaders, like think about it like this. We just had an election, right? Imagine if it was Joe Rogan or someone like him, and he starts saying we have a big health problem. We're gonna get everybody fit. We're gonna get everybody healthy. We're gonna fix everything. That would get the whole country behind them, even the weak-minded people.
Right.
Because if you think about it, like the concept of sheep, right? This is what we call those people, right? We call them sheep, which is kind of fucked up, but also there's some truth to that. They're followers.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, thank God they're followers. All you got to do is move the sheep in a different direction. Right now, the sheep are being, pushed towards a cliff. It's not going to be good, but you can turn them away from the cliff.
Yeah.
This is a good. All you need is to turn the boat, and then eventually, because they're followers, everyone follows.
Right.
If you actually think about it, having everyone being a free thinker is actually much harder because there's too many opinions. You know what I mean? Like this one's right, this one wants to do this one wants to do that. It's actually much better as a society to have people who are like-minded and followers.
For sure, yeah.
Right? You can't have 1,000 leaders. You need one or two, and then the rest follow.
Yeah.
Which is a good and bad thing. I used to always think, like, why is everyone a follower and a sheep and on this group mentality?
You need those followers.
But I realized, like, you need that.
Yeah.
The most important thing is the leaders, though. And our leaders have been, missing for a long time. You get a real leader, a real man or woman that we respect, and you put them in the office, watch how quickly everybody would turn and be like, I want to be like our president. I want to be like this. I want to be like that.
Like Jordan Peterson, he would be the perfect leader. He would be the
and he's Canadian.
The best he's not even American.
Not even American.
Damn it! I don't get
But let's not think U.S. We should just think of the world.
Right.
If someone like Jordan Peterson, but it shouldn't even be one person though. I think it should be like a group of people. Because there's so many issues in the world. Why would you only have one person making the decisions? It makes no much sense. You should have a group of people. You should have like all the smart people in the world. Then you should also let them go through Jordan Peterson as well. Go through Joe Rogan, go through Jocko, go through David Goggins, go through Elon Musk, go through like all these people. Imagine these people in a room trying to figure out the right thing to do. Everything would get solved.
Right.
Everything. It wouldn't even be an issue.
Yeah.
But that's not what we got. We got this one puppet that stands there,
people, these pedophiles,
and criminals
that are running this world. Like, what is going on?
Criminals and pedophiles that's what's so fucked up about the whole pedophile thing is now we talk about it like it's so normal.
Right.
Like, what if I told you, hey, 20 years from now, like let's say we were back then, we're gonna talk about presidents and Congress and celebrities and pedophiles, and no one's gonna bat an eye. Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, that's just what they do. You wouldn't believe it. You would not believe that people in the leadership and celebrity, people that we look up to, would do something so terrible as assault and mess with kids and stuff. It's normal though. Like the way you just said it, and I didn't say anything about it. It makes sense. Like I'm like, oh yeah. That is something that happens, unfortunately. Pedophiles and celebrities and, the politicians. And it just makes you feel so gross, though, when you think about, like, what is really going on with these crazy rich people. Because politicians, they do it for the money. And they're being paid by these companies. And these companies want certain laws, and why? Because they want to continue to make money off us.
Yeah.
And then they have us fucking distracted fighting each other. A joke.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about this anymore because we can go on.
I know
and
we
on.
could go on and on, but
it's just so
it's
fucked
something
up,
that's very.
Man. And it's like you feel like the road ahead is so long. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, and it's just like this is how it is. It's gonna be like this for a really long time until, we come as a nation and we decide we need to change. Yeah. And some of us have, and like we've gotten to that point, but then it's not like the majority of us. So it becomes very difficult at the end of the day. So, I don't know.
How long do you think it'll take, or if ever?
I want to give it like another decade, I would say.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right?
Another decade.
That's more realistic than me saying like, a couple years, like maybe 2 to 3. That's not realistic at all. Because look where we're at. We're far from it. So I want to say like, yeah, to
Yeah, it makes sense. You got to get
2030.
enough people on board,
Yeah.
and then. But that's a thing like we were talking about, like the pedophiles, how terrible. If you said it back then, I would be like, no, I don't believe you. That's crazy. There's no way.
I
And now
know.
it's been said so much from so many different sources
Right.
that you go, oh my God, this is a real thing. These
Yeah.
fuckers have like a, trafficking kids. It's
Yeah.
awful. It's like,
It really is awful. I don't really know much about it, but
I
I've
don't know
just
either.
heard
I don't know either, but do I think it's not
like
true?
Ellen
I'm
DeGeneres, you
sure it's
have
true.
like,
I'm sure there's some truth to what everyone is saying. If it wasn't true, then why would there be so many
yeah.
people from different sources saying it?
But the only thing that I'm like skeptical about is why is it that they all of a sudden just they threw it out there. Like all of a sudden they're just like
Well, I
now
think it happened because
exposing the truth.
I
It's
think the
like,
Me Too, the Epstein Island, like I think that's what kind of exposed it. You needed something concrete,
yeah,
and then once one comes out, it opens up the floodgates, and they all come out.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's just. I think it's more like that. It was just timing. Yeah,
yeah,
it's just it's gross, is what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like, how do you keep going from that?
I know. Like next subject.
Next subject.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I wish we can like look back at this and be like, man, remember those days? Those days were terrible. But now we're living in like
Yeah. But I mean,
true.
from all bad came good.
Right.
So this is the bad. Here comes the good. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if the good is Joe Biden, but I know that the good, like at least I hear it in my circle, in my little world. I hear everything, right? I hear the bad, but I also hear the good.
Mm-hmm.
There are compassionate people out there who really do care about all Americans, not just left or right.
Yeah.
And they would never use violence or, insult anybody. That they could actually sit down, have a conversation with someone, and talk these things out. Because I think if most people on both sides just sat down and talked, they'd realize they actually have a lot of things in common,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Um, but that's not what we're doing. We're
Yeah.
like, we're behind our phones, we're anonymous, or we see some post we don't like, so we put a stupid comment, and then we shit on it, and then we
Right.
make posts about shitting on other people.
I just think that we're not really educating ourselves. Like, we should constantly be learning about different things,
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
just like living mindlessly and on Instagram or like, oh, what's the new trend and what's the new fashion, this and that,
But
and technology.
it's so hard. I love
It should be like
watching
a requirement. It should be like
to
mandatory.
learn.
Like every single human, like if you want to be if you want to be a citizen in this country, you have to like show proof that you've done like a certain amount of hours of education,
Mm.
and then that way I don't know, you can apply to a
But
license,
see,
your
that's
driver's license, because you know how your driver's license expires like every what 2-3 years or something like that.
right.
So it's
Well,
like in order to keep that updated,
it would be good. It
that
would
would
be
be
good.
awesome.
But I also think there are some people that are not like intellectuals. They don't really like some people just want to play drums all day. He's learning in a different way, right?
Yeah, but I
Like you could
mean,
learn in many different. Some people just
you
want to
have to be
dance.
able to contribute to society somehow.
Music is a contribution. It makes people feel good.
I guess.
I'm saying there are
But
people that just want to
still,
do one thing, and sometimes it's like dancing.
yeah, but those
You
people
know,
still have to, manage their bills, like be responsible. There's other responsibilities
they
in
can
this
be
life.
responsible. You can
Right.
be a dancer and be responsible. This is what I think you're trying to get to, and I think it's because a lot of it is people are not doing what they're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, your learning is correct. We should always be learning and we should always be growing, but it's hard to learn and grow when you're at a job you hate, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we build schools around passions versus like skills, like let's say you're good at math, but you don't necessarily want to do anything with math, and let's say you want to play drums, we should try to get you to play drums because it's a win-win if you do what you like. You'll
Yeah.
work at it, you'll work really hard, it will benefit people, and if you love what you do, you're less likely to be putting stupid comments on Instagram. Like how much of these people posting and making their whole day about shitting on other people online, how much
Right.
is it that they just hate their lives right now?
Mhm.
You know, they don't like their job. They're probably with their spouse or their partner, and they don't like them either. They
Mhm.
don't like the way they look. You know what I mean? They're tired of getting fat. They're tired of feeling like shit. You know, it's just like it's all compounded. And then here comes this thing like Instagram where you could just like throw out everything you're feeling, and boom, it's like a net. It catches it.
Right.
And just because you're shitting on our former president doesn't mean you're a great person. Like, good people and people that are doing well are not going to spend time out of their day to shit on someone else. That's not what they do. You know what I mean? Like, so part of me
Mhm.
is thinking, like, you know, yeah, we don't want him in office, but I feel all these people shitting on him and shitting on other people. It's like, that's not good either. You know what I mean? You're lowering yourself down to their standard, you know? And honestly, if you were more involved in your life and you were focusing on you and learning and growing, like that person playing drums doesn't have time to go on Instagram and shit on that other person, you know?
Right.
Or that person that likes to draw or paint or whatever it is that you like. So I agree with you what you were saying. I just think there's like another element to it, and it's people finding their passion, finding what they enjoy, and focusing on growing in that because you're definitely growing. You're definitely learning. Whatever it is that you're doing, dancing, drums, nursing, doctor, like whatever it is you like to do, you're gonna learn.
Yeah.
You know, and you will get better, and you're in it. You're like life is exciting. And imagine if most people had that life. There'd be way less losers complaining about stupid shit that has nothing to do with them online.
No, and imagine like if we also mandated like exercising.
Yeah, absolutely. And exercise
Like that
can be
would
fun
be
if it's like community. I mean, you see CrossFit, you see Spartan, you see all these great companies bringing people together to
yeah.
exercise, and there's like a very like cool thing about that. You know, people coming together to do a race or whatever. And I'm starting to see a huge movement in exercise, which is great. Um,
Well, here.
yeah. No, everywhere.
You would
Everywhere.
hope so.
Spartan is everywhere. CrossFit is everywhere. I mean, there's CrossFit in South America.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is true. This is true.
It's happening, you know, and people are enjoying it, you know. And this is again back to like sheep and follow, thank God, because the ship is starting to turn and everyone's starting to realize like exercise is important, you know. So we're all picking like what we like. Some like Zumba, some like CrossFit, some like Spartan, some like
Orange Theory.
Orange Theory, Barry's Boot Camp, right? Yeah.
I tried Barry's boot camp.
I did it once. It was good.
I did it. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, but I
Music
mean,
was good. Lights.
right.
You're like, ah,
I don't know. I
ah,
didn't
20
find it.
seconds.
It wasn't like for me. I don't know. I didn't like it that much because I feel
You,
like I
you
didn't
like
get.
heavy weights, that's why.
Yeah, but and I thought it was like too fast paced. Like I was jumping from one thing to the next, not
Yeah,
getting
they're
the
trying to
correct.
kill you.
Yeah, they're just trying to like
They're trying to kill you.
whoop your
They're what I
ass
call
quickly.
red line workouts.
Right.
So when you leave the workout, you're like, oh my God, that was amazing. I gotta come back.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't want to red line every day,
Yeah.
you know? Like those
There's
same
no.
people not sleeping right, not eating right, and then getting redlined, it's like you start getting sick. You start, you know,
Yep.
destroying your immune system. But I think once in a while to pop in and out, it's good. It's like what we do with FMA. You
Right.
know, we have like our base training during the week, and then we kind of pop in and out just to test ourselves. But
Mhm.
I thought the same thing. I was like, this is insane. Like, then they had us sprinting. One thing I like though, and it made sense, and I try to do this as well, is like the beat drops as soon as the sprint starts. And I'm like, yes, this works. Because as soon as you're tired as fuck, and they're like, all right, one more sprint, bring it up to whatever, 11. And 11, 12, or 13. And then I put it up to 12, and the beat drops. And all of a sudden, I get this energy where I'm just like running like a madman. I'm like, okay, I could do this. And
Yeah.
it was the music, right? It's like this feeling you get. So I
Right.
did
Right.
like
Right.
that. So in my classes, I try to get songs where the beat drops like 10 or 20 seconds before the round is over, right when people need it the most. Boom, get the beat to drop there. So
Yeah.
I took away
It's
from that
all
class.
strategies
Yeah,
that
the
are really
lights,
good.
the lights also change when the sprint starts.
Yeah.
The music, the lights, everything is choreographed and designed around the workout. So this is
Yeah.
why I thought this is what I love doing sometimes is doing classes and then kind of breaking them down and realizing like why do people like Barry's boot camp. Instead of
Mhm.
me being on, which I used to do in the back then, I'd be like, "Fuck berries. Berries is whack. I would never do berries." But now I go, it must be good. There's a lot of people doing it. Let me check it out. So we got invited to Barry's boot camp. They came to our gym and they gave us a pass. I was like, "All right, I'll go do a class." And
Yeah.
as I was doing it, I was breaking it down literally in my head the whole time. I'm like, "Okay, so we're doing 3 rounds of 1 minute." 3 exercises, and then we switch to the treadmill. We do 3 sprints with
It's like
three walks or 3 runs in
stations.
between.
Right.
We do it 4 times back and forth. And I just broke everything down. They have the music, the lights, and
Yeah.
everything coordinated to the workout. And I was like, yeah, I can see why people like this. Everything's done for them.
Right.
It's like a ride. You're just doing this ride, and you just go into this ride, and it's all just taken care of for you.
Yeah.
And
It's fun.
it is fun. And I love the designing the ride. That's probably my favorite part is designing a workout and then putting it out there and see what happens. And sometimes you create like the perfect combination of exercises and you can see it and feel it around the room. Like everyone's having a great workout.
Right.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, it was okay. I just didn't like the fact that it was limited. Like you get off the treadmill and then you go and do steps. Like everything is right there in front of you because there's like the class that I went
Oh,
to.
I know, it's
I went
so
to the one
tight.
in Brickell, the Barry's Boot Camp in Brickell, and it was. I think there was like over 30 people in that room.
What?
Yeah. No, I'm exaggerating.
Wow.
Well, because you had people doing the
Right. Treadmill
treadmill
and
and
the
then
stations,
people
and then
on
they
the
have to
stations and then
switch.
you switch.
Yeah, their sweat is all over your
Yeah.
station.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
Sweat's all over the bench. You're like, that's not my sweat. I'm a
Yeah.
germaphobe, so I fucking notice all that shit. I'm like, you want me to lay on this bench? The one that he was just sweating on? Okay,
Right.
let's do it. Yeah, that part I didn't like either. It's too many fucking
Yeah,
people in
it's too
there.
many
In this
people.
little tiny ass room. Yeah, see,
Right.
that's what
It
I love
gets really
about like
humid.
FMA and other workouts where we go outside. Like that's what I try to do in my class. I had them run outside as a station. So like you'd be going through stations, you get to the door, and it's like,
And
all
then you
right,
do a
you
run.
go run to the cone and back, or go run around the building and come back. I like that better because you're actually like forcing them to go outside, which they hate. I would always get the older ladies like, "Do we have to run?" And I'm like, "Yes, go." Like I don't care if you walk, just do half the distance or whatever.
Right.
But you gotta get your ass outside.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, they're just like petrified of the sun. Seriously, I've had
Oh my
ladies tell me
gosh.
like, "Sun's terrible for your skin," and
Oh my God.
I'm like, it's bad for wrinkles. I'm
That's so
like, you know
stupid.
what's also bad for wrinkles? Sugar. And all the coffee you drink, and the nights you don't sleep, and the water you don't drink.
It's like, got him.
Got 'em. And I'll say it in front of them too, and they're like, fine. And they go outside. I love it. Oh man, I miss the classes. So much fun.
Beep.
Why you gotta be weird? Beep.
Because I don't like awkward silence.
It wasn't awkward.
No, I wasn't.
You made it awkward. Beep. No, I'm kidding. It was
You
a little
make that
awkward.
shit awkward.
You make it awkward. That was a little awkward. Want to watch some funny videos?
Yeah.
All right. So these are a bunch of videos I just kind of saved over time. Some of them are funny. Some of them are just crazy, like this guy
You know
here.
what I would like to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to do a girls podcast. That would be fun.
What do you mean? You mean all your
Like,
girls?
No, not all my girls, but just like have just a girl to girl podcast
Okay.
instead of girl to guy, because guy to guy is fun, and girl to girl is fun too.
Sure.
Like I think what girls talk about is very different when it
Oh,
comes to like
absolutely.
having a guy
Absolutely.
and a girl talk about stuff.
So we could practice. What would you like to talk about?
Sex.
Of course.
Like I know for a fact that'll pick up people's like.
We can talk about sex. I'm just,
But I feel like
I'm
when
always
it comes,
thinking about other shit, deeper,
No,
more
I know, I
serious.
know.
But we can get silly and talk about.
right. No,
Well,
but
sex is
like
not silly.
girls are very open to like conversations about sex because we
I
all
feel
have
you.
like
It would be interesting to hear
yeah
two girls'
and-
perspective on sex. 'Cause we know what
Exactly.
guys' perspective is.
right
Yeah.
right
Um,
because like a lot of girls have problems with that with sex or just have questions about
Yeah, and
sex
hearing
and
another conversation about it.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
I'm down if you want to do it.
I don't know, it'd just be interesting. I
No,
would like
yeah.
to see.
Try not to
Yeah, I know.
if you move it, like just put your hand there. But yeah, try not to move it so
Cut this
much.
part.
It's okay. I like it raw and uncut, and this is the way it should be. Because life is not perfect, and neither are your videos. Well, sometimes it's weird trying to make everything so perfect. It feels so ingenuous and not and fake. And sometimes I like that we can just sit here and talk about things.
Yeah.
It seems more real. I think this is why podcasts are so captivating sometimes, because it's just two people or three people sitting in a room just talking, and it feels very real.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel scripted. It doesn't feel, like someone's telling me what to say. Like we're just thinking on the fly, and I might say stupid shit that I might go back and go, yeah, that didn't really make sense.
Right.
Like I'm sure we'll listen to some things we've said
Right.
over the
It's like,
time.
oh
And
man, what did I just say?
yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
I think
love.
it's good.
Yeah. No, I love the Theo podcast. That one's my
He's great.
favorite now.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
He's just the biggest. Like when you just want to get silly and laugh, he's the guy.
Yeah.
He's
the
just
guy
the
to-
biggest shit talker, and he's so good at just coming up with witty comebacks. He's the
I
best.
know.
When I want to just crack up and just die laughing, Theo. Just put Theo Vaughn
Theo
podcast
Von,
and
man.
watch all the clips. Watch all of his YouTube channel. I mean his videos. He's
I
great.
know.
He's great.
And he talks about so many of his life experiences that are
Hmm.
just hilarious.
And he has such a different upbringing too, being from like
Right.
Louisiana. It's got that
Oh man, he's got that
that
like
that accent, that country southern Cajun vibe.
yeah, that bayou
Hmm. But he kind
living
of
in the
talks like a black
bayou.
guy from the hood, like he's
Right.
really ghetto. It's pretty awesome. But he looks like a hillbilly with a mullet. Doesn't make sense. Like you look
I
at him, he's like a
know.
chameleon. Like what's going on here?
Yeah. Just by looking at him, you know he's like
Yeah.
he's trouble.
He's actually half Honduran or something.
No.
His dad is from
Really?
Honduras, I think. It's Honduras or Paraguay or some country in Central America, but he's half Spanish. His
No
dad is.
way. I wanna
But
look
his
it up.
dad is like 70 and his mom was like 40.
Aw.
Yeah, it's really strange. His dad had him when he was 70 years old, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty late.
Let's see. He's 40.
He is. I'm saying his dad.
No, I know. I'm just saying like he's 40 years old.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh my God. I saw a podcast of him interviewing Bobby Lee.
Yeah, that one's hilarious. Bobby Lee from Matt TV.
Yeah.
The Asian guy.
The Asian fat guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
No,
but like,
he's hilarious. Them two together are really funny.
right. Are you gonna watch it? The video?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, let's watch this first one here. Let's see what this guy does. Oh wow.
You can tell he's practiced this so many times.
I know, and all his friends are watching him.
Hey guys.
Oh, of course the police came.
Yeah, they're like, "What are you doing, man? You can't be here." Holy shit, dude. That is so hard. Like, look how quickly he turns. Oh my god, he got it.
It's like some Ninja Warrior
Get the
shit.
fuck out of here. That's incredible. Wow. Like, I don't. How did he do that? That looks so hard. I mean, the way he's just pushing off and turning and like, imagine the power he has to put into his body and his legs to keep propelling himself up. If he
Right.
slows down a little bit, he falls. Wow, that's pretty amazing. People are
That's
awesome. Remember that? I think it's a show. People are awesome.
I was gonna say Ninja Warrior.
Oh no, I saw it on YouTube. Yeah. YouTube has like a channel or series of videos, and it's called People Are Awesome.
Oh, like doing amazing things.
Doing amazing
Yeah.
things. Yeah, that one was pretty cool. All right, let's see the next one.
Why are you detaining me? You about to lose your job.
They
Oh
they
my
used
God.
they used this video to get rid of Donald Trump. They would play this while he was dancing on the stage.
You about to lose your job. Hey.
Oh man, get it? Hilarious,
I
dude.
love it.
Come on. Oh man, this is so good. Get it? Wow, dude. How do you find these videos?
I know.
Get it?
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
It's so good. I mean, you could almost put any dance video to
Yeah.
it.
Your job.
You gotta love the internet, dude.
Oh man.
The internet's
I
so
love
undefeated.
Is this shit worth you losing your job? Cause you want to. Cause you ain't got no reason.
You gotta love it, dude.
Wow. That was great.
Hilarious. Wow.
You about to lose.
You about to lose your job. Because I saw that video, and then like a couple weeks later, this video
whole-
came out, the remix for it. Oh man, that's
course.
insane. That's so funny though. Let's see. Best water in the world, Starkey's. I don't promote it enough. I think if you don't drink water and you have a hard time drinking water, it's because your water tastes like shit.
Yeah.
Try Starkey's, and I guarantee you'll like water again. All right, we're back. Let's watch another one. You about to lose your job, dude. This one's hilarious. Remember when the black guys with the coffins?
Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God.
Oh no, this is just a guy doing crazy burpees. What do you think about it? What do you think about his form,
Dolphin
babe?
burpees. Oh God.
It's pretty efficient because look,
It
he is
is.
jumping,
It
he
is.
is extending his legs, but he's just
But
falling.
he's extending in a horizontal way,
Kinda. It's like a 45-degree angle.
right? Or vertical? No, horizontal. Yeah.
His hands are not coming up though. Yeah, he's kind of just. It's pretty. It's
God,
pretty crazy.
that's
It's pretty
definitely-
stupid. It's pretty
That's
silly.
No rep.
No rep, right? Sir, you've done 0 reps. You've done 40 half reps. So that's 20. That'd be funny. That's what I would say to him. Oh, this fucking
Oh
guy.
God, what is he gonna do with that knife?
ataque con cuchillo. Él va a ser el que me va a atacar. Por supuesto, yo voy a ser el que se va a defender.
Por supuesto, this guy's from
El primer
like
ataque va a ser
Spain.
yo bloqueo. Ahora, te voy a atacar. Sí, ataque. Ahí va. Yo bloqueo. Bloqueo, paso por abajo y en esta. Cruz, ahí.
He gives him a spatula.
Yo tengo cuando atacar porque si no, no puedo.
He just keeps smacking him, dude.
Yo defiendo.
I don't know if this is a real video or he's doing it on purpose. He's just killing him.
No.
No.
Cruz. No.
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 No. Oh, the
Oh
kick.
my God,
You saw
the
look at the
kick.
height. Look at the height.
Dude. This is ridiculous.
He says lower it so I can kick it.
Pará.
He said lower it so I can kick it. Dude,
Oh my
what?
God.
I don't know if this is
If
real.
I was the son, I would be doing the same thing
Yeah,
like
I'd be
that.
fucking
You look
with him.
ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know if this is real. I don't know if it was just like a dad telling his kid to help him. But man, that's fucking hilarious. Oh my God. Woo. All right, let's see this one. Oh, okay, yeah. Remember getting the ball stuck over the
yes,
fence?
and the dog.
You've seen Sandlot, right? The movie
Yes,
Sandlot?
yeah.
Great movie. Oh,
That
man.
is a
That's such a
classic.
good movie.
Cause they will.
That's smart. They do it twice, so the dog is really fucked. Oh, shit.
Oh, but there's 2 dogs.
Oh, there's one.
Oh.
Oh.
I love it.
Look at the way he hits the fence, though. Look at
Go.
He's like, oh shit. Boom.
Damn.
You know he hit that fence hard as
Shit.
fuck. But you see, they're smart because they realize like one guy distracting him is not enough.
Yeah.
So they did the distraction twice. He jumps, so now he jumps. So now the dog has to run all the
All
way
the
across.
way.
As he's running, the third guy goes in, runs, grabs it, and he's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Boom!
Damn.
Hilarious, dude. That's such a great video.
Oh.
Wow. I'm just glad nobody got hurt. Because it could have ended bad. Dog could have got his leg and
Yeah.
just fucked him up.
You see, I would have thought more into it. Like, okay, we need to just grab a bunch of steak,
Oh,
throw it over the
gotcha.
fence.
That costs money, though.
I
You gotta go
know,
to the
it's too
store.
much time. But yeah, this was definitely a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen this one. What's this? Oh, the
Oh, yeah. Boom. Oh, my God.
Face
She's still
planted.
on it.
oh, but poor horse.
Poor horse,
I
dude.
know, pobrecito.
He's like, "Give me
so
out of this water."
cute.
She's like, what the fuck just happened?
She's like, babe, look what you made.
Crazy how it
But
just
this is your
like jumped. Whoop,
Yeah, he didn't know. The horse didn't know.
But all these horses are there. That means they had to get there too. That means they all did it. Maybe the horses knows to do that.
This
Yeah, 'cause he's
lady's
wet, too.
fucked up.
Yeah, they're all wet. Yeah, so the horses just know to jump.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And they're like, just don't let go.
Have you ever been horseback riding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny story. When I was like 8 or 9, I wasn't big enough to go on a big horse, so they put me on
A
on
donkey?
a donkey in Colombia, and it was the slowest donkey in the world. It hated me. It wanted me to get off of his back. And
Aw.
everybody was going super fast, and I'm in the back just like, and they would just laugh and crack up like, oh, look at Mike with the donkey. And I'm like, I could run faster than this fucking donkey. Get me off of this shit. But yeah, I was just too small. But it was like funny because my family cracked up so hard. They were laughing so hard. Every time they look back, I'd just be on this slow ass donkey. Fuck you. Hating life. I was 8.
Yeah. There's this
It was
place
funny.
in Davie that you can go horseback riding, and it's really nice. And it's right there in Davie, like 30-minute drive. I went with Steph.
They are huge animals.
Yeah.
They're
but
scary
I
as
feel
fuck.
like,
When you get behind, like you see the
oh
legs
no,
on
I
one,
would
you're
never.
like, oh
no,
my God.
that's just like
that
a
thing
death
kicked
sentence.
you, you're done.
Yeah. No, you never want to go behind. That's like horsing 101 or whatever.
Never walk behind a horse.
Yeah, but I always feel like I have such a strong connection with horses. Like I'm not afraid of them. Like, and I've always had really good experience with them too. Like the horse that I rode, it was so funny because Stephanie got the bad horse.
The bad one, of course.
He was like so evil. Didn't want to, horseback ride.
the rebel.
He was a rebel, and he kept biting other horses while
Oh,
she was on
nice.
top of that
Perfect.
horse.
Perfect horse.
Yeah,
for him.
and she's like, this sucks. I got the worst horse of the litter.
Yeah. Look, horse
She
life.
did not have a good time. She was like paranoid the whole entire ride.
But I wonder where that comes from, because if they're like treating like the horses unfairly, I can see why one of them would be rebellious.
But my
Right.
horse was fine. He
No,
was
I know. I'm
chilling.
saying, where does that come from? Why would
Oh,
a
yeah, I
horse
don't know.
behave like that? Well, maybe, why are we using horses still anyway? Like, we used them back then to transport back and forth like cars, but like,
Yeah.
why are we using them now? You know, and a lot of it is like, if you have horses, you can make money because people like riding horses. It's like tigers. The whole thing with Tiger King, people like tigers, so they got a bunch of tigers. And
Yeah.
I don't know, part of me feels like kind of a little wrong, you know, to exploit animals just for the sake of making money. It's back to what we were talking about earlier.
Right.
You know, everything's made about making money.
Right.
You know, like how well are these horses being treated? We all know what happens in zoos. You know, we know what happens in factory farming. You know, to think that they're just going to treat every animal the way they should be treated is like unreasonable, I think. But we can go ride horses if you want.
I'm like, okay, I'm having this guilt trip now. Like, I should never ride a horse. Like, what the fuck?
I'm the worst, dude. I'm the worst.
You
I'm the worst.
always-
You can't take me anywhere. Look, I can't help myself sometimes. I don't know why I do it.
Because you like to see things in different perspectives. I get it.
But I do it with
I get it.
everything.
I get it.
Everything. Like,
Yeah.
you throw something at me and I go, And I started thinking of it in like different ways, and like you seeing it as like a lovely experience, and I'm sure you've had a lovely experience. But then you mentioned this bad horse, and I started thinking about poor bad horse, right? Like bad
And
people.
why is he bad?
Why is
Right.
he bad, right? Because why are
Right.
people's bad? Well, they're unloved, they're hurt, or they have trauma. Maybe this horse has trauma too. Maybe they're treating it unfairly. Maybe they weren't born to be, shacked up and ridden by little kids,
Yeah.
and stuck in a barn somewhere. I don't know.
They're
But when it
such
comes to
strong
animals, I'm always like one day I saw a cop on a horse in downtown. It was hot as fuck.
I know.
And this fucking poor horse is running back and forth, and this cop is just going back and forth with this horse in this hot day, and this horse is full of hair, and I'm thinking to myself, like, this is fucked up. Like, this does not look right. Well, first of all, why the fuck do we have cops on horses in 2020? What are we doing here? Because it's not functionality.
It's just for show.
You're not getting it because it's more functional. Like,
No.
get a
who are you gonna
bike, get a
chase?
motorcycle. Like, you're
Like,
not gonna chase
chase a
anybody with a
car,
horse.
yeah.
Like, hold on, I'll be right there. You gotta feed my horse water first.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
ah.
true. I never
So
even
it's all
thought
for
of that.
show,
Like, why
exactly.
do we even do that?
Yeah, it's just all for show. Oh, this one's crazy. This tiger. I think this was in India. This tiger. Because they have a bunch of tigers in India.
Yeah.
This tiger almost hits him on a bike.
Kellogg's
On a
Frosted
motorcycle.
Flakes, motherfucker.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
you hear Tony Baker? This is Tony Baker's version.
Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, motherfucker. I better not catch you eating cornflakes again, Playboy. You hear me?
Cornflakes. Oh my god.
But look
That's
at
scary.
But listen to how good Tony Baker is. You can hear him running by the camera. So this means that when he's recording this, he's also putting the camera down and running by it. Watch, listen again.
Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, motherfucker. I better not catch you eating cornflakes again, Playboy. You hear me?
You see? It's like he gets close to the mic and then he moves away from the mic,
Yeah.
so it sounds perfect. Oh man, could you imagine though, riding on a
Oh,
motorcycle
my
and you see this
God.
running after you?
Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, motherfucker.
Holy shit, look how
That's it.
fast it is. Look how quickly it gains.
Kellogg's Frosted
Boom, boom,
Flakes,
boom. They have to be going like 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
you can
God,
tell
it's
he
so
couldn't
scary.
sustain that speed though.
No, but he almost got him. Look.
Kellogg's Frosted Flakes,
Oh
motherfucker.
my gosh.
Oh my God,
All
I
it
would
would take
be
is
shitting
just like
bricks.
1 second of him just with
Yeah,
his
just
paw,
hits
knock
the
you
bike.
down, and that's it.
Hits the bike or the guy in the back and
Oh my gosh.
oh my God. Imagine like being scared and you crash.
Yeah.
Like you turn the wheel by accident or
No,
something.
if I lived out there, I would definitely have a weapon on me 24/7.
Can't do anything about that, fucker. Your
Yeah,
little
you can.
your little weapon's
If
gonna
I'm
do.
strapped with a
you're
gun.
strapped with a gun, okay?
Yeah,
Maybe.
of course.
But even then, like the thing is charging at you full speed, and I mean to get the gun pointed out right, like you have like a split second, and you can't train a tiger running at you.
No,
like
no,
you don't
no.
know how you're gonna react.
Yeah, it's
I've heard stories of guys with bears where they get encountered. Like they always think they're ready, and then they're out there, and then they encounter a bear, and the
Yeah.
bear charges them, and they end up hitting them with like a trekking pole because they couldn't grab the gun in time, or they couldn't. They didn't have the
gosh.
gun on them. The gun
Right.
was like right there. They just
Oh my
couldn't go,
God.
and grab it, and so. You say all these things, but you don't factor in like fear and adrenaline and the fact that we freeze when we see predators. When a predator charging you, oh my God, that to me,
No, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in.
Maybe.
And then you're like on this fight or flight
maybe,
mentality.
or you're like, that's a tiger running full
Like
full
if I
speed
just
at me,
stand
and
here.
it's just gonna, you don't know what to do because it's too late.
Right, yeah.
Like
yeah.
these guys, like the
Right.
bear came into the cat,
Yeah,
like
you
into
can't
their area.
outrun an
You can't
animal.
outrun a bear. They're so much
Shit,
faster
That's
than
the worst
us.
way to die, I swear to God.
I think so.
That's the worst. To be
Burning.
eaten alive? No, eaten alive.
Right. Like
Ugh.
the worst ways you
I
could
can't.
die are like burning, drowning, but eating alive.
I'd rather pick
By far.
drowning. Drowning
Yeah,
for
I'd rather
sure.
drown, I'd rather burn.
drown. I wouldn't want to burn.
You
No.
gotta eat alive. Yeah, like a bear just clamps
No.
on your
I
crotch
wouldn't
and just
want
eats you while
that
you're
or
still
burning.
alive.
Those are the two worst.
But which one
ways.
goes first? Which one's your number one you would not want?
Yeah, eaten alive.
Eaten alive, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So you would get burned second.
Yeah.
We like to put things in order. We like to prioritize the way we die. Sounds so weird. Oh man. All right, let's see what else we got.
What else do we got?
This one I do not know what it is. Some of them I just saved. Oh, it's a Tony Baker, so you know it's gonna be funny.
My arm's so
He knew he was
jacked,
being
bro.
set up. Yeah, I know. Me too. All right.
Like,
All I'm lifting.
Black tie, yeah. Appreciate you doing more, so you whipping up my.
Wait.
Yeah.
Don't eat them until I get back, okay?
oh, this is the
Jamaican as fuck.
That's
Don't eat
that's
any.
no problem.
All right? Let me
That's
come.
no problem. Yeah. Easy work. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem.
he's like
You can
waiting.
count on me. Hey, that's what it is. But hey, Mom, you can count on me, Mom. You can count on me. Yeah. You can count on me to get up in this bowl. My dear, it's very clear that you know me very well.
Man, he is so good.
It's so good.
My dear, it's very clear that you don't know me very well.
He saw the
He
camera.
saw the
Oh,
camera.
Sit tight. I'm
man.
gonna go ahead and sit tight. I was just making sure the bowl was the cat was.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow, dude.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
You see, I think everyone should do that with their child, just
Yeah.
to see, like, you know who
You
your
can tell
child
a
is
lot
gonna
about
become.
a kid.
Yeah.
Right. That wouldn't work with me. No way.
Really? No. I
Fuck
was the
no.
most obedient child there was.
Yeah, I can
like my
tell.
mom would be like, no, you're gonna stand here and you won't, and you're not gonna move, and I'd just wait
You
for
would
her.
just wait. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like.
And
yeah,
then you
no,
know
I
how
was
like
the
when you're a
opposite.
child and when you want everything, my
Yeah.
mom would be like, no, we can't have that. I'm like, okay.
No.
I
I
was
learned the
very
hard way.
obedient.
I stole, I broke shit, I robbed things. I got my
No.
ass whooped. I was the opposite. I would want to do something and then I would do it and I wouldn't learn if it was right or wrong until my mom whooped my ass for it.
I think because boys are different than girls.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
We are,
guys are a lot more
selfish, rebellious. We, like, you got to think about it though. Boys are like little hunters that just want to break and kill shit. You know what I mean? And we just
Yeah.
want to fight. We have all this aggression, you know, and you try to tame that. It's like, it's hard. And at a young age, you don't even realize what's going on. You don't even understand the concept of life and what's going on and who you
know.
are. Like, you're just this little thing running around, this little monkey just kind of going off
mean,
momentum.
Yeah, look at the toys that you guys are given at such a young age. Like,
Yeah. But you know what? If it wasn't a toy, it'd be a rock. That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like they yes, you can say that we are like conditioned. This is a good topic actually. Conditioned to like, you know, be soldiers and kill and giving guns, but I loved throwing rocks when I was little, and I don't know why. And I got older and I realized like, oh, our ancestors hunted by throwing rocks, you know? And
Yeah.
I my whole life have loved throwing rocks. So if it wasn't a gun, it would have been a rock. You can't take the little hunters out of us.
Right.
You know, this is who we are. This is how
No.
we became human.
Looking back, I wasn't like a hunter per se. Like I just like taking care of things.
I mean, girls are given dolls.
Yeah, I
And-
was
and-
given a baby.
a
I was
baby.
given a doll. I was
Right there.
given Barbies.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
It's a stereotype, and yes, you can think we're conditioned, or you can say maybe it's in our DNA. Maybe it's just part of our biology. Like men want to do something involving hunting or eye-hand coordination or, you know, aiming.
Yeah.
And women want to care for things. It's not a coincidence. You know, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
Now,
But I think I do
I think now we're a
believe-
little bit more evolved. Though.
Right. Like I think if you do have a child, you should expose them to everything and see what they like.
I think it would be awesome if I had someone explain to me when I was little why I like throwing rocks so much. Like if someone just like sat me down and was like, "Hey, buddy, you know why you keep throwing rocks at a school bus? Because our ancestors used to throw rocks at animals. Because that's how we hunted. And we hunted because we needed to survive. But that's how your brain doubled." And if someone just kind of like explained that to me, I would
Then it's like,
understand why I have this
"Oh."
like thing about throwing rocks. But it's like throwing everything. It wasn't just rocks. Like something about throwing, you know. And when you're little, what's the first thing you start doing? You play baseball, you play football, basketball. You start
Yeah.
throwing a lot as a young kid. And I mean, first time I ever got a ball, I was throwing, you know.
Yeah.
Then I would just throw rocks, and like I had this obsession with throwing things. But no one explained to me why I have this obsession.
Yeah.
I have this obsession because our ancestors threw things. They threw a lot of things. That was their main. I mean, yes, it evolved into like a bow and arrow, and then maybe like a spear or a gun, you know, things like that. But I
Yeah.
think the first weapon must have been a rock.
Right.
Pick up and throw it. So that's why we love throwing things so much, and a lot of our sports are around throwing things.
It's crazy. My dad would tell me when he was younger, he loved setting things on fire.
Yes, I loved fire.
Like my dad would set everything on
I
fire.
loved fire. Yeah, that's a good point. So throwing
Yeah.
things and fire. I used to do this. I still can't believe I used to do this, but I used to get a Lysol and just spray my hand with Lysol, and I would stand by
Oh
the
my
sink
God, you're
and I would
crazy.
light my hand on fire. But for 2 seconds, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't actually burn you. It would burn the Lysol. But you have to
Right.
have the water running, and you have to put your hand under really quick. So I would burn my hand hairs all the time, like my little hairs, and it would
Yeah.
smell like burnt hair
my
all the time. And I used to do
God.
this in
Just
my
for
room
fun.
just for fun. I would get Lysol and I would light it, and I would just stare at the blue light, and I'd be like, wow. That's how much I loved fire. I lit my hand on fire. I know, crazy. Yeah, I mean, this is why little boys are obsessed with fireworks and boom, things blowing up and
Explosions, yeah.
explosions. Yeah. Fire and hunting and sports and throwing all fall into that like masculine like mindset, that aggression. It taps into that aggression that men have. And thank God we put it into sports, something that doesn't actually hurt people, because we used to put it into war and it killed a lot of people. So now we put it into sports, and because I used to think like, we don't need sports. Sports are stupid. You know, they don't do anything for us. But then I started thinking like, what is all these men gonna do with that aggression?
Oh my
You
God.
gotta kind of put it into something.
Yeah.
You could also harness it and also put it into like exercise.
Right. But
And I
it's
also
just so
think you should play
sad.
sports too. A lot of men don't play sports anymore. They just watch sports,
Yeah.
which is sad.
And that's why there's so many like men that have just these negative like actions. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
they're
There's a lot
angry.
of angry and criminals, and like they just use that negativity towards evil things.
Right.
You know.
Instead of good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because on the girls chat that I'm in, one of the girls like posted something on our chat, and it was like a question, and it said, "Imagine a world without men." And then you had
poor girl.
all these responses of like women that would like literally they express themselves like, okay, if there were no men, what would life would be? Like, what would you do differently if there
You
were no
can't get a
men?
kid, that's for sure.
No, but it was amazing how it wasn't amazing, but it was sad to see that
Right.
women would be like, "Oh, I would go running I would go for a jog in the middle of the night and not be worried about a guy
Right.
like molesting me or
But
kidnapping
there's
me."
some truth to that, right?
And there was like so many other responses, like it was so sad, like girls wanting to do something but they can't because there's evil men out there, you know? And I just thought that was
It's unfortunate they think like that, but they also have a reason to think like that. It's truth.
yeah.
Now I think a better question is like, what if there was no, instead of saying men, there was no men that didn't have control of their aggression? Because there's good men.
Yeah,
And good men
there
have
is.
control of that.
Right.
If there was just more good men, what if there was no bad men? How about that? Because I think it's like what we do a lot is we paint the whole picture with one individual thing. It's like that saying, not every hole has a snake in it.
Right.
It's someone who got wronged by a man and now thinks all men are bad. And women do this too, men do this too. We all do this. We have a bad interaction, and then we paint the whole entire category with that one reaction. We say it's all negative, it's all bad, all men are bad, all women are terrible. Like
The problem is that there's more evil than good. There's more bad than.
you think
there's
so.
bad-
There's way more good men than bad men. Absolutely.
You think so?
Of course. You couldn't even walk outside if all the men were raping you. There's way more good men than there are bad men. The thing is that the bad men is what you hear about. So you're thinking in your head like, oh my God, how can there be so many bad men? But trust me, society wouldn't work if there was like
More bad than.
a lot more bad than good. There's definitely a lot more good men out there, and there's a lot more good women too. I think men have to get better for women to get better. And I think we've come a long way. I mean, you hear about the things that men did back then. I mean, they would just grab a girl and that was it. You know, you can get raped in front of a bunch of guys and nobody would back you up.
No one. Yeah.
Nobody. It was just normal. It was like,
Right.
that's how you got girls back then. I mean, you look at all animals.
So sad.
But thing is that that's nature, though. All animals, like, kind of rape each other. It's not like, hey, you want to go out on a date so we can get to
No.
know each other? Like, no,
know.
she's in heat. He's, like, fighting to get a chance with her. And once he does, he just pounces her and jumps on her and gives you those pumps. But this is how nature was, and we were like that. You know, to think that we weren't like that, I'm sure we were like that, but I think over time we've evolved away from that, you know. And I think now it's you see much less of it than you do. You're still around, absolutely, but there's much less of it, you know. But yeah, I can see why you could post something like that, and women, your friends would say, you know, I could do this, I could do that, you know. But here's the thing, like, when shit hits the fan, guess who you call?
A man.
So
No.
it's security, right? Good men help you with security, keep you safe. Good men will help you. Bad men will take advantage of you. We just need less bad men. And how do we get less bad men? Leaders, you know, guidance, resources. I mean, you take food away from a young kid and you take opportunities away, he becomes an evil man. You know, you give a kid everything, love, food, resources, he becomes a good man. So it all starts with, you know, opportunity and resources. And this is why, like, all black guys are not bad. You know, we see, like, what they portray on the news that, like, oh, it's another black guy getting shot. And then you have some racist people on one side saying, oh, the black guy deserved it. Why is he a criminal? He's always out there. And they paint everybody like all black guys are criminals, you know?
Right.
And it's like, think about it. If you had what they had and grew up the way they did, you would realize why they're out there just trying to survive. Why they're selling drugs. Because there's no other way. No one's hiring them, you know? And everyone's like a little racist because, like, they're like, oh, I'm not racist. Like, would you hire a black person? Like, no. It's like, okay. And I worked at a place like that where they just would not hire black people. I mean, I would see them come in, drop off their applications, and we would put them in a pile. Like, here are all the black people we are not going to hire.
No way. Yeah. Wow, that's terrible.
And I saw this in the workplace.
Shit.
And they weren't necessarily racist, but their clientele was very Hispanic.
Yeah, this is just an image they had to...
So they didn't want black people working for them because they have a certain clientele, so they have to conform to the clientele.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, you know. I think we all have to deal with even our little bit of racism that we have, and that means even hiring, you know, black people and treating them and giving them the same opportunity you would give anybody else.
Yeah.
All right, next video. Talking about criminals.
Oh, this is when the mom.
No.
¿Y eso qué?
She beats all of them
Oh
up.
my god.
Dude, that is a real whip. She is
Holy
using a real
shit.
whip on them. My mom used to have a whip like that.
No.
Yeah, she used to whip my ass with a whip.
Okay.
You know,
Es de mentira, son libres.
Dame las tiradas a basura.
¿Por qué tienes una chancla, no?
Porque sí.
Okay.
Shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
sorry, bro.
Son de mentira.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, man.
He said sorry, bro.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
You see, and that's why women rule the world.
Yeah.
Like, even women.
Well,
like,
what we do is for women. All
Right.
this, like, trying to be cooler, trying to be better than another guy, competing, all of it is to
Yeah.
get the girl, to
Yeah.
get the girl at the top, you know? Everything
Yeah.
we do is for you guys, you
I
know?
I mean, because we're the ones that create other humans.
Yeah, like
come
men
on.
control the world, women control men.
Yeah.
But I think women. The thing is, like, you can say women should control the world, but they shouldn't control the world either. It should be someone who's neutral, someone who uses feminine and masculine energies for certain topics, right? I think when it comes to people, you should have feminine mindset, and I think when
Right.
it comes to security, you should have a masculine mindset.
But you don't think a woman can.
Of course, but
Make
she needs to be
decisions like
neutral.
that?
Yeah, she just
Yeah.
needs to be neutral.
And
yeah.
I'm sure there are women that are neutral, that won't take
yeah.
their emotions.
I guarantee
and
whoever
influence.
makes it as a female president or whatever is a tough girl,
Mm-hmm.
right? And tough usually is a masculine trait.
Right. I got
Everybody
so
can be
upset.
both, though.
My dad was like, I don't think any woman should be able to.
Yeah. Of course you would say that.
I know, right? I was
Oh,
like,
man.
my God,
This
you're
is,
such a fucking
it's the
asshole.
men bias, women bias. My dad would say the same thing.
Like,
But
women
that
cannot
mindset
make
is,
these decisions. Like,
yeah. But like, look at, the way he was raised, the way men and women handled things back then. Like the idea of having a partner and the idea of a man and a woman being equal is a tough thing for them, right? Because a lot of men don't even want a woman; they want a mom, right? They want a second mom. I want you to take care of me. I go to work, I make the money, you take care of me. You do my laundry, you cook for me. That's what they want,
yeah.
And the idea of a partner and two people that are equal and make their own money is a new idea. So I get it. I get everything. I don't get upset anymore because I realize like where that mindset is coming from.
Yeah, sorry, but I just realized this. Like, after every single video, we talk about it, we make fun of it, and then we get like really serious and deep into
Yeah,
conversation about
that's
the
true.
topic.
That's me. I can't help myself.
I love it though.
This is good though because
I
we
know,
can
I know.
lighten it up a little bit with something funny.
Right,
But
right.
you're right though. Yeah. That was funny though. Those kids trying to be all
Oh my
cool with the
gosh.
guns, and then the mom comes in and whoops all their ass. But do you see how like none of them, like they all got super scared, like they all were
Yeah.
like ah shit, and she's just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
whooping
yeah.
their ass. Yeah.
Pussies.
It's so funny because like you can be as tough as you fucking want, but your mom will look right through you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could be like on top of the world in front of all these men, and they're all like, yeah, and then your mom comes, just grabs you by the ear, and you're like, ah, sorry, mom, sorry. You know what I mean? Oh man.
Yeah, there's like that respect.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
It's like no matter how high you get, you
But
will always be
it's-
your mom's boy.
Right. But that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. It's like when it comes to a boy and their mother, that's different. Because, like, for me, a girl and the mom, like, I feel like there's more battle. There's more, like, no agreement.
It's almost like competitive.
It's very, yeah, exactly. It's competitive. Like, no, you guys bow down and, like, respect your mom and, treat her with whatever. But for us, it's like, no, bitch, what are you going to tell me? You're going to tell me to do this?
Why do you think
Fuck
that
you.
maybe there's like an innate thing in women who try to compete with other women? Like maybe it's her own bio, because this is something I've heard from a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering like if there's like this, this innate thing in your biology where you just compete with other women in the room. Like automatically you start like,
Yeah, of course. That exists.
competing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
I
men
think-
do it too, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like you got to be able to turn that off. This is your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or that's your mom, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on the situation. But
I think you're right
The
though, because I've
opposite-
seen it even
opposite
with my
sex.
mom and my cousins. There's like this competition. But with the
Yeah.
boys, she's like really soft, and
right,
we love her,
right,
and we. But she's really hard on the girls. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah. And then it's the opposite when it comes to the father and the daughter. Like there's
Right.
more sympathy. There's more like I don't know.
Well, it's
Just
because
what
it's the soft side. How a man treats his mom, he'll treat his daughter probably the same, right?
Yeah.
Or his wife. Like how a
Right.
man treats his mom
Yeah,
tells
says
you a
a
lot
lot.
about.
Yeah. It's true.
I mean, could you imagine if like you met me and I was like cursing out my mom and being rude as fuck?
Well, I have met guys like that.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Those guys are out there.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? Like, and then you it's actually not the guy's fault.
It's not.
It's the mom's
yeah,
fault.
and you can't really necessarily say that that's how he's gonna treat his girlfriend or his wife. It
not
just
good.
sucks.
It's
that,
not a good sign. If he's treating his
But-
mom like that,
Yeah.
wait till you get a little more comfortable with him.
Relationship talk.
Yeah. No, I think that really correlates. I mean, how you treat women in general. I think a big part of like me being nice to women and all that is because my mom was such a big part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely helps. And I think that's another reason why I get a lot of female clients is because I'm easygoing and I'm
Right.
not like putting all this masculine energy on you. I'm trying to.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
But fathers to their sons are very hard on them, But that's how it should be. I heard you learn how to fight with your dad through your dad, and you learn how to love through your mom. This is why you need both parents, and it's very important to have
Very
both
important.
because
Yeah.
you have to be tough in this world, but you also have
Right.
to care for people. So
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
two, and if you think about it, tough and caring is basically masculine and feminine. It's basically Republican and Democratic. When you think of Republicans, what's the first thing you think of?
Yeah.
Some
Like
older white fuck screaming from his at his TV, right?
Right. Right.
And when you think
With
of a
Fidel
Democrat,
Castro.
what do you think?
Obama.
Right, you can say Obama, but you can say like people standing up for other people and love
Yeah,
and
and
passion
love.
and
Right.
unity. That's feminine, right? So it's interesting how like we have these two parties, but we can't realize like we need both.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
need both. You can't
That's why
be
this whole thing with blue against a red, it's like
is ridiculous.
it's ridiculous.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
because
make
we
sense.
need a balance of
We
both.
need a balance of both.
Of course, yeah.
We need to be
We need to have
have security and have
the
you know the
authority.
authority and all that stuff, but we also need to treat each other kindly. And I think we've been very
Exactly.
masculine in the
Right.
past. I think
And
masculine is
open
what
with
got us here.
and open towards new ideas and
But yeah, being open is like a feminine thing.
yeah.
Yeah. But
That
I
would be
think that's the future is we have to finally not be so masculine. This is why like I think your friends would say a world without men because we have been so masculine in the past.
hmm
But I think condemning all men and thinking a world without men will be better. That definitely is not
No, I
the
mean,
right way either.
right.
What we have to do is just lift both up and use them to our advantage, depending on the context. You know, when it comes to healthcare and schools and education, it should be feminine. Absolutely, it should. Everybody should get it. You know, but when it comes to like protection and military and making sure there's no bad guys trying to kill us or invade us or terrorist attacks or whatever,
Yeah.
yeah, it helps to have a masculine person running that. So it's
Yeah.
interesting. You need
You
both.
need both.
And unfortunately we don't have both. Every president is one or the other. I mean, I'm sure there's some good examples where they use both, but it doesn't feel like that right now. It
I
feels
love
like
how
it's
I love how
Joe
Joe
Rogan?
Rogan. Yeah, I was gonna say Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Rogan.
Joe Rogan, how he's like, because that's the thing is like this whole Democrat, Republican, all these political terms, that's all that came from like when we first started like this civilization. And it's so funny. I love how Joe Rogan said that if George Washington were to live right now, he'd be like, "Yo, you guys still haven't changed this shit.
Right.
Like you
He
still
wrote it with a feather.
yeah, like what are we doing? Like
Right.
why can't we just divert from that, figure out this new strategy of like
Yeah. It's funny,
it's,
right? It's like part
like,
of us.
what the fuck are we doing? It's like we like to keep this tradition, like this.
It's not only that we like to keep the tradition going, is
We don't
we
know any
look at our
better.
forefathers like they were the smartest people in the room, and what they
And-
created is like unbreakable and untouchable, and
And-
the Constitution.
right,
And I
and
agree
we're
with some of it.
evolving, but we're
We have to
evolving.
change like anything else.
Of course.
I mean,
of
even like
course.
companies do that. Companies evolve with the times. Good companies, change certain things that they have to do. Like they're malleable, right? Be water, right? That's what that whole concept is flow with the river. Like
Yeah.
even our Constitution should be like
Of
that.
course,
you know?
yeah, these
That's a good point.
laws
That
and-
we have this. Well, it's because it's security, right? There's like security in knowing like this is the way it's always been. It's familiar.
Mm-hmm.
So part of it is like it's that. It's more comfortable to just keep things the way they are. Nobody likes change.
Yeah, but I
But
find it
it's not
so
the right
funny how
thing.
you have these lawyers trying to find loopholes
I
within
know,
these
it's
laws.
so gross.
It's like, what are we doing here?
It's so gross. Yeah,
So-
talk about one of the most
I just think-
depressing jobs ever. A lawyer. Who wants to do that? I want to be a lawyer. What? Fuck out of here. You don't want to be a lawyer. Nobody wants to be a lawyer. Just in there manipulating each other, finding what you can actually show as evidence, but not really the truth. And you're defending terrible people, but because they pay you more, you find a loophole. And the guy that you pay the most is really good at his job because he always finds the loopholes and he
wins the
And he wins
case,
the
yeah.
cases, and it's just about winning. It's not about doing the right thing. And oh my
Right,
God,
right.
talk about a soul-sucking job.
It is.
I have a client who's a lawyer, and she fucking hates it.
Yeah.
She's super stressed. Yeah, I would not want to be a lawyer at all. When people would say like, doctor, lawyer, I think lawyer was one of the ones where I was like, definitely not. Definitely don't want to be a lawyer. Military was another one. Because as a guy, there's a thought in the back of your head like, oh shit, I could do military, I can be a cop, and I thought about these things.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, no, why am I gonna go over there? Who fight who for what?
I know, right?
Just like. But then I think back, what if I was like in the 1920s and Pearl Harbor happened? Well, I don't know when Pearl Harbor probably happened in the 40s, but Pearl Harbor happens, right? All of a sudden you have all these men who just come together and they go to they volunteer into the draft to go fight. They have this like pride. I mean, there's something heroic about that though. That like shit happened, something went really bad, and all these men just went, you know what? We're just gonna stop everything and go.
Yeah.
And go fight. Now, though, it doesn't feel like that. Now I feel like we're fighting for companies just to have more access to certain resources.
Oh, no. Oh, it's coming up soon. December 7, 1941.
41, wow.
Yeah. 41. That's when Pearl Harbor happened.
Crazy.
Yeah. World War II happened after that.
Man, what a crazy time.
Yeah.
That's why no matter how bad your day is going, you have no idea how bad it was back then. To be a man or a woman, The times were so uncertain. And there was war at every corner. People were dying from disease or killing themselves. I mean, dying and murdering and killing and mafia and all these things were just so normal back then.
Yeah.
We things have gotten better. I think it's important to keep that perspective. Things have definitely gotten better.
No, I'm just thinking about when I went to Hawaii, I passed by Pearl Harbor.
Oh shit! How was that?
Well, I didn't really get to see it. I saw it from like from a long distance. But yeah, I was like, it touched me. I was like, oh my God, this is where it all happened.
What did you see there?
It's still like a military site, so you still
shit.
see the boats, and just Hawaii is very like they have, it's like San Diego. You know how San
Right,
Diego
military.
it's a military town or whatever, and there's
They
like a
have,
military base like right there in San
Right.
Diego.
They have it in Hawaii as well.
They have it in Hawaii. Yeah.
Smart though. It makes sense to have it there. How crazy that we acquired Hawaii.
I
It's
know.
fucking island
I'm
5
so
hours
happy we
away
did.
to
Like,
the
that
middle
was
of
the
the
smartest
ocean,
shit that we've ever done.
and we just took it.
Yeah,
It's
like
you're ours.
this is ours.
Thanks.
I mean,
But
it's
I bet
sad
Hawaiians
for the
hate us.
natives. Oh, they hate us.
Of course.
They freaking hate us.
Not only are we taking
It's
it,
so sad.
you guys can stay here, but we're moving in and we're gonna change your culture.
I know. I mean, I understand. Like,
That's
I mean,
rough.
if I was a Hawaiian, I'd have some.
But part of me is like, you gotta just give in. I mean, you're
Yeah.
better off just joining us instead of trying to fight us, because you're gonna be resentful and angry your whole life. You're not gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, it's hard. That's why it's important to not be too nationalistic, like too based on like where you're from, and because something like this could happen, and it's better just evolve with the times and just be like water and just kind of roll with the punches and flow with the river and all that.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to be like, no, this is wrong and I'm gonna fight it and I'm gonna be angry and I'm gonna be bitter and I'm gonna try to change it. I think part of it is just like, man, just be grateful you're alive.
Yeah.
You won't care about where you're from if you're just alive.
I know, but just imagine those people that
Yeah.
were living a happy life, like sustainable living.
Yeah.
They don't
That's
need
the
us.
the sustainable living part.
Yeah, and then we had
They
to
make 'em
go
grow
there
stuff.
and then change their whole way of living.
Yeah, not
You know.
completely though, not whole way. I'm sure they're still doing some local stuff.
Yeah.
It's finding
Yeah,
that
but
balance
it's
though.
just-
Look, at the end of the day, you're still in Hawaii. You got to figure it
Yeah.
out. Figure out a way.
But
Because
still,
look,
I would-
without the conquerors coming over, you would never have this melting pot that we have here in Miami. The whole reason you and I are here is because our ancestors came over from
Right.
Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody from here actually looked like us.
Yeah.
And because of slavery, now we're
But
also
Hawaii
with
is such a
black
small
people.
island that I just feel like it should be preserved. Like it should be an untouched land.
Yeah,
like,
we exploited it.
we did. We definitely did.
Yeah, it should be like maybe
now
like
we made a
like
a
Fiji,
military,
something we don't own.
Right. And now it's like become this military like base,
Right.
and we
Right.
import so much into that island.
Right, everything's probably imported, and they export everything. I heard like they have like pineapple farms, but they don't eat the pineapples. Everything's exported out of there. Isn't that fucked up?
Oh yeah,
It's pretty gross.
it is. the soil there is so rich.
I bet.
It's amazing. I touched it, like I literally grabbed it. I was like, oh my God.
You were on a farm?
Well, we stayed in an Airbnb
Oh, that's
in a
right.
farm.
That's right.
Yeah. But so the guy that we Airbnb, he has a flower farm.
Nice.
And it was just flowers, exotic flowers, and then also marijuana, like area.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Marijuana.
marijuana. It was so fucking awesome. I
Marijuana.
was so happy.
I bet.
Because we had no idea. We just walk into this Airbnb. This guy greets us. He's like super hippie. And then he's like, "Oh, would you guys like a tour with of my farm?" And it
Fuck
was
yeah.
he has like an acres. Like it was beautiful. And then like at the very end it's just water, like the cliff, and
Oh,
it
wow.
was beautiful. It was like at the edge, yeah.
Nice.
And
That's what I would like.
yeah.
That seems
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
life
yeah.
I could do.
Right. No, you can tell that the way he was living, he was just so,
So
happy.
happy.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he didn't even live in the Airbnb house that he made. He lives outside in like a shed.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, he took us around, and then he finally like took us to the weed
Weed farm.
weed farm that he had, and it was beautiful. It was like he had like 20 plants.
Isn't it amazing when you walk through one?
Yeah.
You're like, how could we ever make this plant illegal?
I know.
It's so beautiful. It smells
It
so
is
good.
very beautiful. It was all green, and I'm just there
Smells
touching
so good.
it. I know.
Anybody that hates on weed has never walked through a weed farm.
Yeah.
You walk through one of
'Cause it's
those,
just
you're
so
like,
alive.
yeah, this
You
this
can
doesn't
feel
seem
the
wrong at all.
energy.
This doesn't seem
Yeah.
bad at all. Yeah.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I walked through one in Jamaica and I felt that. I felt like they were like looking at me because I was high too. So I like walked in and they were just like,
Yeah.
all the plants were like, "Hey, buddy." I'm like, "Oh man," and you could smell it from a mile away. Imagine
Right.
just being like one of our ancestors walking through, a field somewhere and you smell that,
Yeah.
and then you burn it and like you get super high. And yeah, I can see how you would keep that thing close to you, keep the seeds, want to replant it, regrow it.
I know.
I mean, yeah, if we all grew our own plant, had our own medicine,
No, if we
I
go,
think we'd drink a
if
lot
we go,
less.
if we go to Hawaii, well, Maui, I definitely want to stop by
I'm down.
and see this guy. I forgot his name. I think it's John, but he was so down to earth. And at first we were kind of scared because it was just 3 girls and 1 guy. So we're like, oh, he's gonna rape us.
You see, yeah.
Like we automatically thought.
because that's a truth. Like it's a
Yeah,
reality.
but it's
like
sad that we have to think that way. It's
But
like
it's
the
always how
world that
it's
we're
always gonna
living
be.
in. It's Jesus Christ.
yeah. But it was worse.
Yeah.
At least you stayed. Back then, 100 years ago, 3 girls, no,
Right.
it wouldn't happen. You couldn't travel 3 girls back in the day together to a
Yeah.
man's house somewhere. They were just kidnapped.
Yeah, and it
you.
was in the middle of nowhere, and
Middle
we
of
don't know who
nowhere,
this
yeah.
guy is. We don't know if he can call up a friend or 2, and that's it. Like,
Yeah. So just know that like it's a reality, but it is getting better.
right.
Yeah, because it was way worse back then. The fact is, you still did it and nothing happened.
Yeah,
and now
nothing-
you realize like, okay, not all men are terrible.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
there are some good men out there. Yeah, and I always hate when people would hate on men because I always consider myself to be a good guy. And I'm like, hey, not all men are terrible. You know, and we do terrible things, but everyone does terrible things. Everyone says terrible things, has terrible thoughts. It doesn't make us terrible though. We're all kind of figuring this thing out. Like I don't think all men wanted to be born aggressive and very sexually hyper. Like I mean, if I had to choose, I would say no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
It seems, unproductive. And I was very unproductive when I was younger because I was chasing, sex all the time.
Yeah.
I was like a just raging monster, always
that's-
looking to.
I know, but that's the problem is that girls are aware that guys are constantly thinking about those things. So, I mean, it puts you in a very vulnerable
Yeah.
state. Like I was thinking too. I was like,
Absolutely.
shit, like, he could do something to us. And we're in his property. Like we don't
sounds
know
like
the
a
way.
movie. Sounds like
yeah,
a
it sounded like a
scary
movie.
movie.
Yeah, and so we were like, first of all, we got super high with him.
Yep.
Because he gave us weed. And then at night, like when he said bye to us, we're like, they're locking the door. We didn't even, there was 2 rooms. We all decided to sleep in the same room. So it was like the 3 girls, like, yeah, scrunched up in this bed, in a twin bed.
And a twin bed.
No, it wasn't twin. It
Okay,
wasn't twin.
3 people in a twin bed. What the? Nobody slept.
No, it was like a queen size bed. But it was like the 3 of us, and we were like freaked out. We're like, oh my God, let's lock the door. Let's make sure that we have our phones next to us.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's brutal. But yeah, it's a reality
But
though.
then everything worked out fine.
Yeah. It's a reality though. But I bet if you travel with a guy, you feel much safer.
Oh yeah, for sure. Those thoughts wouldn't even come
Right. Because
to
you have a
mind.
guy there to protect you.
Right.
No, look, I get it. And I think this is just everyone's like this. All men are born this way, and we need guidance and leaders really young to teach us to kind of suppress these, or maybe not suppress it, but control these
Control.
cravings.
Yeah.
To realize, like, hey, you were a monkey. You have all these like cravings,
These hormones.
these hormones. You have all these things you want to
Testosterone
test.
is very
Oh yeah, it's tricky.
strong.
It's tricky as fuck.
Yeah.
Because you need it in a fight and you need it against a predator, but
Right, but
against another woman, it can be bad.
yeah.
You know, it's weird. Like everything that we talk about that's bad, you can always find some good in it. And that's the thing about everything. It's a duality. Everything has a good side and a bad side. Some are 60-40 or 90-10%, but
Yeah.
you can always find the good in it and the bad in it. And it's just normal. You know, we can't get rid of it. But I think the goal is to not get rid of it, not suppress it, but control it and understand it. And it starts with some like guidance. First starts with history. Like
Yeah.
we're not told we were, hunter gatherers. I mean, we're starting to learn now, but we're not told that we were hunter gatherers. But before that, we were
No.
monkeys.
No.
We're not told that like we survived in nature for millions of
No,
years
not
and
at all.
our brains got, bigger through hunting.
Right.
We're not
I
told
wish
any
they
of this
did.
stuff.
I know.
So we have obviously we have this like weird and false perception of what reality really is because we
Yeah.
don't know our history. This is why we're so confused about what we're supposed to eat. Why is exercise important? Why is sunlight important? Like people literally avoid the sun. They think the sun is bad for us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, we lived outside for millions of years. We adapted to the sunlight. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be scared of it. I understand, like, getting sunburned, that's different, but you can't be completely scared of sun.
You just have to know, the, you have to know your limit, though. 'Cause
right,
you
right,
can't
reasonable,
be,
reasonable.
yeah, it's
But
reasonable. So everything's in a balance.
right, but you are an animal. Understand. That mama bear that's protecting her cubs, you have that too. Like women also sometimes will think like they're not evil in any way, right? They don't want to be like men. Men are evil. I'm not evil. I'm compassionate.
No, we
But then
can't.
it's like, no, you're not.
You
You're a
are
monster.
evil. Yeah.
And you're like, no, I'm not. I'm not a monster. It's like, okay, you have kids, right? No, I don't have a kid. Okay, you have a dog. All right. What if somebody hurt your dog? Oh, I would fuck that person up. I would kill that person. It's like, exactly.
Yeah.
We all have it in us. You know what I mean? We have it for a reason. This is
Yep.
what got us here. It was that, we can be monsters when we need it, but we were able to control it.
Yep.
It's bad though when we start using it against each other. But this is where like learning about the mind, learning about history, the fact that we do have this monster in our head, that we do
Yeah.
have the ability to be evil, that we do have, yeah, we have the ability to be evil. This is something that can happen, and if you're not paying attention, you could become this terrible person that does X, Y, and Z, as we've
Yeah,
seen in
if you're not
history.
aware of it.
Yeah. So you always have to be aware of like what's going on in your life. When are you being a little bit more angry, a little bit more resentful and bitter? Like if you're noticing you're talking shit about a lot of people in your mind, you got to start checking that. Like that's not good. There's an imbalance there somewhere. Like back then when I wasn't healthy, I felt like I was criticizing a lot of people all the time. I still find myself doing it and like catch myself, but I think back then it was way worse. Just angry and criticizing and pointing fingers at the world, but I wasn't in a good place.
Yeah,
That's why when I
there you
see
go.
people doing that now, I just know that they're me
It's like you
a while
gotta feel
back.
bad for them.
You kind of do
in
because you
one
know
sense.
that they're not in a good place. And they don't necessarily mean those things.
Yeah.
Nobody really wants to be mean,
Wow. Look at that.
The rain is back. It's been raining every day.
No, the birds, you see?
Oh wow. And they're little birds too.
Yeah, they're migrating.
Isn't that crazy? That they can still fly in this weather? Flying must be awesome. You think they look at us and go, walking must be awesome? Well, the thing is, like, we could grab
No.
things. Like, they can't grab anything. Like we can pick up things and grab things and move things. Like I
Yeah.
wonder if they think about
No, you
that.
definitely want to be a human. I just like to be a bird for a day.
For a day, right?
Yeah.
We just want everything. That's the problem. We want to be able to do everything.
I would love to be a guy for a day and see how that feels.
It's not that great. It's okay. It's easier to pee. You can
Wow,
just
it
point
just
and
got
shoot.
so dark and cloudy, right?
Yeah, I know. It did. Let me see if I could change the settings on this. Hold on. Stop. Open it up to 1.8. That's better.
Oh, the video?
Yeah, it just makes it look a little bit better. Okay. Let's watch another one.
Let's do it.
Out the way, please don't be a hero. Bling, blow, ooh, skateboard.
Like, look at this. Taught this
That
fucking
is awesome.
dog to skateboard. Oh, he legit is skateboarding too. Oh, how cool is
He
that,
loves
dude?
it.
He loves it, or he was just taught and then given a treat after. So maybe he thinks this is what I have to do to eat.
Oh,
No, he loves it.
he loves it.
But that's what's crazy about animals. You can train them to do anything.
This is incredible. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted by all this rain.
Yeah, it looks
It's-
cool, right?
It is very cool.
The benefit of living on the 15th
Oh,
floor.
man. Yeah, you don't get this. Living in a house.
No. No. And this is one of those things you can see from, you can see the rain coming. I love when I can see the wall of rain coming. That's always a trippy sight because you literally can see the rain coming towards you, and then you can count it down, 3, 2, 1, and then boom, you see it.
Yeah. It's like snow.
It's like snow, but I wouldn't know that because I've never really I've seen snow once falling.
No
Yeah,
way.
like 3 years ago in Denver. It was pretty awesome. I'm outside like, oh my god, this is amazing. And the lady from the Airbnb is like, this fucking dumb Miami kid.
No, I love snow.
Yeah.
I've been- I've-
snow is rain, right? It's just cold.
Right. I've been
freezes?
caught. I actually lost a flight because I was stuck in a snowstorm, so I couldn't fly out the next day.
Oh wow. From
Yes.
Denver.
No, from New York.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was pretty bad. And then it's crazy because the next day, since we had to wait, we opened the door, and literally it was like 6 feet tall of
Holy
snow. Yeah, or not 6 feet tall, but like 3 feet tall
Right.
of snow.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us that don't live there, we like it and everything, but
But
from what
yeah,
I've
it's
heard from my
brutal.
parents, they hate the winters.
Yeah.
I think a big reason why our parents moved. Well, my parents came from Jersey, so they're from New York and Jersey.
Yeah.
I mean, Colombian Cuban, but when they came to this country, they went to Jersey, and my mom hated it. She loves Miami because of the weather. She's
Yeah,
like, you can't
same.
even pay me to go back there and
Yeah.
experience another winter. And here I am, like, oh, I want to go back.
Yeah.
I want to experience the winter. It's like, yeah, be careful what you wish for.
I would have been born in Chicago if my parents decided.
Whoa.
Yeah, because they came to Miami and then they moved to Chicago for like 2 to 3 months
Oh wow,
to try it out to see if
interesting.
wanted-
Chicago. Why Chicago?
because
There a
we
Puerto
had
Rican community there.
no we had a family member that lived there, and so because of him, my parents were like, oh, let's give it a try. Let's see if we can live out there. But then the winter hit, and my mom
Yeah,
was,
I hear
my
it's
mom
even
was like,
worse.
I couldn't.
Isn't it worse in
My
Chicago
mom-
the winters?
Yeah, because it's windy.
Right,
It's
the
called the
Windy
Windy
City.
City. Yeah. So my mom said, no, we have to leave.
Yeah,
So they came
good
back
call.
to Miami.
good call.
Yeah.
Let's see this little guy.
Killing it out here, kid. You're doing your damn thing. You're a champion. You're a runner. You're a fighter. You're doing it. You're doing the best you can. Even though you can't
Poor
go
kid.
outside, you're still making the time to get it in. Nobody can stop you. Even when you need help, you take the help, but at the same time, you're pushing yourself forward.
parents
That's
right
what I'm
now-
talking about. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Use those paws, but still use your legs on your own steam and strength. That's what I'm
get
talking
in
about. Oh, wait.
No,
Somebody.
no, don't take your.
Oh,
God. Oh, God.
Skid.
oh, he's just kidding.
Oh, this poor
You can
kid.
do anything, but you got a little bit too overzealous there, kid. You can do anything. You're a wrecking ball, but your wrecking ball wrecked the wrong building. on that.
You're a wrecking
You
ball.
can do anything in Jesus' name except for take your shirt off mid-treadmill. It's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible. Oh
Oh
man.
man.
Parents say that.
First of all, let's break that video down. What the fucking parent? What is he doing putting this kid on the treadmill and obviously putting it super fast?
Yeah, I was about to say that he did. Like,
And
they
then
sped
why
up
did the kid start
treadmill.
taking his shirt off? I wonder if the dad told him take your shirt off or something. But yeah, he took his shirt off mid treadmill. You can't do that. And then he falls and starts tumbling. And then, like the dad doesn't turn the machine off right away. He just lets him keep tumbling. Oh
He
man,
thought it was funny.
it's fucked up.
Some
And I'm sorry
people-
for laughing, but sometimes like shit like that is just hilarious.
People
It's
are trying
fucked
to
up how
get-
we laugh about people's inconveniences
Yeah.
and things that happen to them. Like someone falling is always funny, no matter where it is
God.
or what it is.
I will never forget one time I was with my parents and this older guy, I felt so bad. He falls and I start cracking
Oh,
up.
you're terrible.
And my dad was like, "Come on,
How old are
man!"
you?
Like he was old.
Like this was last year.
No.
This happened last month.
This was like 2 weeks
Tuesday
ago.
last week.
No, I was like 22 or something like that.
Oh, you were pretty old.
Yeah, I guess.
I thought you were gonna say like 7.
No, I was like in my 20s. I felt bad.
Oh wow, you're terrible.
Yeah.
It's alright. You learn. Never laugh at an old person falling again. But if it was like someone like your friend your age, you would crack up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I would crack up on myself.
Oh yeah, if I fall, I crack up. You know.
Yeah.
But it's with old, it's like, oh, there's always that like, scare he might have gotten hurt. Oh, here we go, some pumps.
When this dude pull off, you gon' feel every piece of these crossbreed, these size
Crossbreed
disparity
pumps.
pumps, if you will. Let me ask him. Hold on. Just act
You see
natural. let me
what?
chill. What to do? This ain't my first time getting pumps in public. Oh, you do this all the time?
Nigga, that is rape.
What?
You can't fuck with that, dog.
No, it wasn't even like she called me.
I love it.
No, man, you
And
got
look.
it wrong, man. You
fucking
man,
raped.
you just busted up the whole.
I love how that guy stopped to
But
record
look,
that,
like,
though.
the dog is literally ready, right? He's right over the little
I
guy.
know.
And I mean, I don't know if he's gonna rape him. Maybe he's like protecting him. Maybe they're buddies. Maybe they just want to be close to each other. But listen to what he said. These crossbreeds
Dude, pull
pump.
off, you gon' feel every piece of these crossbreed pumps. These size disparity pumps, if you will.
And then the guy drives up and calls him out. And right away, guilty conscious, the dog walks away.
Nigga, that is rape.
What?
You can't fuck
He's like,
that
what?
shit.
Rape?
No, it
Oh,
wasn't.
man.
Nigga,
Fuck
that's
you. And, and
rape.
the other one walks the other way.
No, man, you got it wrong, man.
You fucking
Man,
rapist.
You just busted up the whole.
Yo, they were definitely about to fuck.
Oh,
because
my
the other dog even
God.
reacts.
Yeah, he had
The
tried
other
to
dog's like,
fuck
oh,
him, but he
damn.
can't.
He's here. You go this way, I go that way. They both literally walked.
There's no way he could have raped that
man.
little dog.
No, no way. The anatomy's all wrong.
Yeah.
But still, like, you can see how, like, guilty they were. They look up, they're like, what? Oh, me? No, I wasn't going to do. And they
God, this
just
guy's just yelling at me. I should just walk away.
walk away. That's exactly what was happening right there. Somebody was about to get raped. Oh, my God, that's so funny. Oh, I mean, when you look at the side. First of all, this is kind of fucked up, gorillas in a zoo. But look how this guy moves, though.
See, I'm the only true silverback gorilla up in this park, man. Y'all just some soft brown gorillas, man. Look at your soft arms, man.
Look
You
at
see
his
these
arms.
brolic arms, man. Back up off me, man. Back. You
pushing
know
them
what
away.
it is. See, I'm the only gorilla with an emoji. See, I'm the only gorilla up in there that look like he can play in the NFL.
With an
or
emoji,
with the
he
team
said.
on any given Sunday. Me. You see, I'm the only one that can play with this robe and look brolic while doing it. Get your soft body the hell up out of here, man. I said what I said.
Have you seen
heard
those
back
videos
up.
of,
I'm the
like,
one that can
when a
step in the
kid-
street while simultaneously
Yeah.
very
When a
Falls.
child
homemade,
falls and then
organic,
they actually
botanical
protect the
soaps. And I
child.
Sometimes they're just more confused. They're like, what is this? What's going on?
You see, I'm the one that told your ass to stay off these
God,
roads.
they're so
Oh, get
scary.
more formidable than I
They're
thought.
so
See,
big, they're so
I'm the one
strong.
that's
Look
gonna
how
be
big
the
they
one
are.
Look at their
to retreat, not just
thighs
stand
and-
here
Yep.
and reflect and
Look
plan
how much
my
longer
back.
their arms are than their
Yeah.
legs.
I'm the only songwriting silverback. Look at who you came to see. I wrote that song. Tony Baker ain't write nothing. You know what it is.
What is going
He's
on
going
with him,
crazy.
though?
And I'm the
Look at
one
his
y'all
face.
sitting here
Look-
looking at.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. Damn, that face, dude. That's a human right there.
Yeah.
Anybody
That
doesn't
look,
think
that look.
anybody that doesn't think we were monkeys or primates, look at this face.
I know.
That is like your older uncle right there. You know, bitching at the world. That's like the face a lot of, older white men right now have. Oh man, but like think
Yeah,
about it.
look
He's
at their
locked up in this
toes,
fucking
their
cage. He's
feet.
probably going crazy because he's locked up. You know? Ah, man, imagine the life of just being in this like 20 by 20 foot room that looks kind of like nature, but you know deep down inside it's not, because you see like glass and you see. I mean, he's not stupid. He knows what's going on. Animals are very smart. They feel when they're trapped. They feel when something's wrong. You know. I mean, you can see whales getting all depressed. Here we go, getting serious again. Damn it.
Leave it to Mike. Leave it to Mike.
God damn it. I'm the worst. I can't just make fun of it and laugh. I'm the worst, dude. It's like a sickness.
It's okay.
It's like when you see the truth in everything, and you can't stop it.
Right.
It's just a part of, life. All right, let's see the next one.
Yes,
Oh,
another gym one.
Gym ones are so funny. Thank God for dumb guys. All right, I want you to squat it, and I want you to squat it. And I'm going to lift it while you squat it.
Bro. Oh my God.
Like, he got these idiots to do it with him.
Oh, thank God it's on a, whatever it's called, that rack.
They're not even doing it, and it has a clip, a safety clip. Look at the safety clip
Thank
right
God
here,
for the
red one.
safety
But he's
clip.
not even going all the way down. He's going like a quarter down.
Oh my gosh.
What is look, they're straining so much. Who's lifting here, dude?
Oh God, it's terrible.
Who's lifting here? Please tell me what is going on. And then they just leave it there. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
This guy's an idiot, dude.
These people are so
There's so many things wrong with this video. Like, first of all, you're on a Smith machine. Okay, why are you putting that much weight on a bench why are you benching on a Smith machine in the first place? But let's get past that. Then you put the safety clip only a quarter way down, so you're not even doing a full rep. Then you get these two nerds to hold the plates, because obviously they don't fit, so you have to hold it. But he wants them to squat it, to hold it the whole time, so when the plate moves, it doesn't fall off. So now you got these guys squatting the weight with you. Who knows how much they're taking off it? You can see the face they make, how much they're straining.
Right, yeah, look at their legs and their knees. They're not even
They're squatting. And it's a terrible squat, by the way.
It's terrible.
Like, look at their back. He's blowing out his back right now. He has a hernia. He's got a hernia.
Oh God, he's got hemorrhoids.
Hemorrhoids. He's like, up. Like, he's telling him to lift it. You lift it. You see, he got stuck there. Oh my God. Sometimes, like, nature has a way of fixing guys like this, and sometimes I don't feel bad when they get hurt, because I'm like, that's how you learn. That's how you learn. You kind of ask for it, dude. Don't do that shit. Oh man, that's funny. Let's see what this one
The
is.
hell is this?
I have no idea. Some of them I just saved, and I actually don't even know what they are.
Cash money records taking over for the 99
Hey! Get it.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's so good.
That's awesome.
That's so good.
Yeah, that's good.
Stick figures dancing
Oh,
is so
I would love to do that.
so much better. I bet this is how girls want to look. This is really skinny. Big butt. I want skinny arms, skinny spine, and a big butt.
Oh my God. You're terrible.
Let's play that one more time. Let's play it one more time. Let's see.
Cash money records taking over for
This song is perfect. We grew up on this song. Hey, get it. Ah, it's so good.
I love it.
It's really good. It's really good. It's really good.
I would do something like that.
Yeah, we'll end it on this last one here. We'll do one more. Let's see. Are you hungry? I'm always hungry.
No, not really. You're hungry?
That was pretty good breakfast, no?
Yeah, love it. Anything with toast?
I knew it. It's the egg. Well, because toast by itself is not that good, but toast with butter is really good. Toast with butter avocado, very good. Toast with butter avocado and egg, very good.
Yeah.
But you give me just bread by itself, no butter, and cold, bread ain't that good. It's like everything about it.
Oh, put the cat one.
She got excited. Let's see. Yeah, we're good. Oh, you already know this one's gonna be funny.
Skippity pap.
Skippity pap.
Why you holding me up like this?
This my baby.
I am?
And ain't nobody finna touch
I
it.
ain't no. Oh, baby. right? And people can touch me if they want to.
Fucking slap the fuck out of her. Holy
He's like, I
shit,
am?
dude.
Fuck you.
He's like, you just scream in my ear?
Why you holding me up like this?
This my baby.
I am?
And ain't nobody finna touch
I
me.
ain't no baby.
Man.
People can touch me if they want to.
Oh my god, dude, I love cats.
I mean, obviously it's a TikTok
fucking-
video,
yeah.
and she's doing a voiceover of another
Right,
thing.
right,
But
I
the way the
love
cat like looks at her
cats.
and goes,
Yeah.
"You, wapa."
They don't give a
Imagine
fuck.
if dogs slapped people like cats. Do you think we would love dogs?
No.
I think a big reason
But
why we love dogs is because they don't slap us.
Yeah.
You know,
No, but cats, like, they can slap you with their claws.
Yeah.
Like retracted.
like that tiger
shit,
trying
like,
to
is
slap.
not fun.
Right.
Yeah.
All cats do that.
They just want to.
They just want to. That's how they kill their animals.
Yeah.
You know, you can see that tiger when he was running after the motorcycle.
my
He was trying
God.
to.
Right. With his
All
claws.
cats do it. It's just that these tiny cats can't do it because we're too big. They can't really hurt us.
Why you holding me up like this?
This my baby.
I am?
And ain't nobody finna touch
I
me.
ain't no
Oh
baby.
man, hit the fuck
touch me if
out.
they want to.
Oh
again,
my
one more
god.
time,
One more time. Oh my god. Hits her so hard. You can't believe how hard he hits her.
This my baby.
I am?
And ain't nobody finna touch
I
me.
ain't no
Oh
baby.
man.
Right? And people can touch me if they want to.
He's like, ow. Why you hit me like that? Oh my god. We'll end it with this one because Mike Tyson. When I saw this shit, I know you're probably not gonna think it's so funny, but I think it's so funny.
Sis, I'm not
Let's just play it.
I got my knees loose like this. He swung and now wait. Step, wait. He tried to move like wait, but that was on the inside. Oh, cause when I stepped in, now disappeared. I could have hit you in the kidney and the medulla oblongata. That's because I moved sideways when you moved in.
Oh god, the medulla oblongata. No, but the way he's like,
that.
whip, whip, whoop, and like you can hear his voice change right
I
in
got
the
my
middle.
knees loose like
watch.
this. He swung and now wait. Step, wait. He tried to move like wait, but that was on the inside. Oh, cause when I stepped
That's my
in,
favorite.
now
That's my
disappeared.
favorite
I
one.
could
He
have hit
goes,
you in the
whoop.
kidney and the medulla
Oh, sorry, I
oblongata.
screamed into
Yeah, because I moved
Sorry.
sideways when you moved in.
I blew your
It's
ears
loose like
out.
this.
That's
He
my
swung and
that's
now
my favorite one.
Wait.
That's the one right there.
He tried to move like wait, but that was on the inside. Oh, cause when I stepped in, now disappeared. I could have hit you in the
Like
kidney.
whoever made
is
this
that really
had
him?
no, it's not. It's someone making fun of him.
Oh,
so he's
okay.
doing his voice.
I was
No,
like,
he's obviously not Mike Tyson doing this. But the way he like times it, he must have watched the video a million times to time the way he goes whoop whoop whoop.
He's loose like this. He swung and now wait. Step, wait. He tried to move like wait, but that was on the inside. Oh, cause when I stepped in, now disappeared. I could have hit you in the kidney and the medulla oblongata. That's because I moved sideways when you moved in.
Oh my god. Thank God for the internet, dude. Thank God. You know, there's some good, there's some bad, but this type of shit I can do all day.
It's entertaining and it's funny.
It's funny. You gotta make fun of life a little bit, you know. So, this was great. I missed the podcast. That's good enough for today. Yeah, I'm sure I have a bunch more videos, but you know, that's good enough for today. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Till next time. Bye. You about to lose your job.